My
right
mic was muted. My mic was muted, but I guess it wasn't at that point.
right on cue. If you're like,
Perfect
hello,
timing.
Bert.
Wow.
Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy.
Anywho, I'm Raquel SSG, also Raquel SSG 2211. We have Apion, the burp master.
Have you heard my burp? That's me. Hello.
Positive Candor and Pop Culture Republic.
Hello.
We did do this last night. Unfortunately, to my mistake, and with YouTube's nonsense of humor, YouTube decided to block the view from last night. But you can still watch it on Twitch or Twitter, on my Twitter profile. But we are going to redo this like one more time, second's the term. So yeah, we're gonna this time around, we're gonna be a little bit more smarter, and we're not gonna go with every scene because we do not want to get in trouble with YouTube again.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's Pop in the chat.
It is I.
Yes. Alrighty then. This time around, we're not gonna.
Once more with feeling.
Yes, once more with feeling.
Once more into the breach.
Into the breach. This time around, we're not gonna do the same mistake twice. But
No, we're gonna make all new mistakes.
Yes, there you go, Pop. Exactly.
Oh man, I hope not.
No, we're all good.
Yeah, but let me read the Star Wars intro. The evil galactic empire has fallen, and a new republic has risen to take its place. However, sinister agents are already at work to undermine the fragile peace. A plot is underway to find the lost Imperial Admiral Thrawn and bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return, which would galvanize the Imperial remnants and start another war. Former Jedi Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map which is vital to the enemy's plan. Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner, Morgan Elizabeth, is transported to the New Republic for trial. And that's the intro. And we're going to show...
Man, I really wish I watched Rebels, because then I couldn't appreciate who the fuck Thrawn is. I have no idea who Thrawn is. Like, who?
The blue red-eyed dude.
Yeah, from the trailer. Yeah, but it's like I haven't watched the show, so as a villain, he means nothing to me. Like literally means nothing. Right.
And he's a character from the books that have been decanonized, but Disney likes to cherry pick things they can recycle and call their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it's my fault. You should have watched Rebels. You would know who he is. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Don't you know this show comes with homework?
Yeah, you do your homework. You better study up. Go to your room.
No.
You need to watch Rebels to watch this.
No, this time around, we're not going to play this second by second. We're just going to do
skip around,
scene by scene, by skipping around. That way we don't get in trouble with YouTube.
Yeah, because they can't do shit about the stills.
Yeah.
Our Disney overlords.
Shows. All right.
Yeah. See, like a still like this, they can't do anything about this.
All right. So in this scene, we're in the Republic ship, and there's like a Empire cruiser or something like that.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the Imperial shuttle. It's like the same design. I remember we were talking about this before. It's definitely designed to look like the Emperor's shuttle, which would be a big red flag for any New Republic people right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hello, Tony. We're trying this one more time. Once more.
Yes, we were. Yay for Drake.
Drake.
Yeah, we're redoing the review from last night since it got flagged from YouTube. But yeah, so the ship is approaching the Republic ship, like Apion said, but they're not familiar with it, and they were using an old Jedi code from the Clone Wars. And the both of the captain and the lieutenant here are really suspicious, and well, the captain decided to give him clearance to enter the ship. I don't know, why would you let someone in the ship if you're suspicious with them?
Just shoot them out of the sky.
Oh, Drake from Aliens. Okay.
Yes.
So they let them in the ship, and they do look like Jedi. But the captain, isn't buying it.
Why would you want to meet them face to face, though? What the fuck?
Right.
Right. He lets him on the ship. He goes down to meet him. The lieutenant's like what's the word I'm looking for? Upstairs where the captain headquarters are. Keeping things on schedule. So the captain meets the unexpected visitors, and he's not quite convinced they're not Jedi. But my question is, like, how do you know if they're Jedi or not?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's so many ways you could test them. Like, there's so many ways to do this before you meet them face to face. There's just it's just so.
It's like
silly.
open your hailing frequencies and check them out visually, but no, they don't even do that. It's like, oh, voice message. No, not even that. It's like text message. They say they're Jedi. Oh, okay, that's fine then.
Yeah, it's like that's it then, huh? It's like you believe them enough to stand in front of them with your hands behind your back.
Yeah, they're like they're about to enter the ship, but the captain stops him, and saying you're no Jedi. And Shin here, not even a hesitation, merely takes out her orange lightsaber and starts to take everyone down. The captain here is about to shoot Shin, I think, and Baylan here uses the Force to stop him and literally impales him with the lightsaber.
Yep, here's our credentials.
Yeah, like when we see your identification, here's my identification: lightsaber into the gut.
Yeah,
but it kills him. See, he's not Sabine, so he can live. He's fine, or he dies. He's not fine. If he was a woman and he was Sabine, he'd be alive. But
yeah,
men bad, kill him.
Yeah. So in this, Baylan is in the ship. He's deflecting the laser guns, taking all the soldiers down, and he goes to this cell, unlocks the cell using the Force, and frees Morgan Elizabeth's handcuffs, and frees her from her prison cell. And for a mercenary, he was quite polite in this scene.
Oh, he's fantastic. Every Ray Stevenson scene in the show is the best scenes in the show.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on camera, I'm like, this more of this, please.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Morgan said, like, she, when they're trying to escape the Republic ship, said that, she has the map. And Baylan says, like, who? Ahsoka Tano. So they're after Ahsoka. That's not good.
Yeah, and for context, too, because you had to watch Mandalorian, Ahsoka dueled her, defeated her, and she's the reason she got in prison to begin with. So with more homework, you would know how Morgan got there. God, it's so ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, watch this show to know about this character, and this show to know about the other character.
And here's where Star Wars was always able to handle that problem with grace and ease, because you would have that opening scroll, and it would just tell you all the events you didn't need to see, and it would just wrap it up perfectly. This does none of that. It doesn't tell you, because it would be like 10 minutes long of all the Rebels and all the Clone Wars things and all the stuff you missed. It'd be like, so this happened with Ahsoka and this, and she was raised here, and then she became a Jedi, and she was just Anakin's Padawan. And it's like they would literally need to take 10 minutes to explain all of her backstory before we even got to her show, and it's kind of a mess like that.
A lot of exposition.
Yeah.
It's so Ahsoka goes to this abandoned Night Sisters temple.
That's a cool shot right there.
It is. Thank you.
It is. Yeah.
The shadows and everything. It looks cool. It's symmetrical.
But it looks like I don't know if this, like, it looks like black sand to me.
It does.
Could be like obsidian or some kind of black sand or something. Could be.
It is one thing I've noticed about the show is, like, I know all the scenery and locations are CGI, but the way they filmed it, I just like the cinematography behind it.
That's some of the best parts of it. I agree. Like, where it gets my highest marks too is it looks pretty for the most part. It looks
pretty. I like the locations. I can believe they're real locations.
You get Rings of Power vibes again, though, because pretty visuals, and then when they start talking and doing stuff.
Oh, the dialogue.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're talking.
Yeah, they're talking. No. I just want to look at the pretty sights and the vistas.
No. So, Ahsoka goes into this temple for the
MacGuffin.
How does she already know it's here?
I don't know.
This is where she's looking around for a door, and she's thinking, like, gee, there's supposed to be a door here. Oh, I know, I'll make one.
Yeah,
she's already looking for the map when the show starts, but I don't remember her mentioning the map in one of the other homework assignments.
Oh,
maybe I missed one of the homework assignments.
It's a quick line in either this episode or the next episode where she says it was where Morgan said it would be.
So she might have mentioned it in Mandalorian. Okay,
right.
That's probably when they dueled. I just don't remember that part of the episode. But
so Ahsoka cuts a hole in the floor with her two lightsabers, and she goes to these three pillars, and using the force of, where the object's been and how they've been touched, and she's
Force echoes. Which I do like the Force echoes. That's a cool.
Yeah, the Force echoes. So she's using the Force echoes to solve this puzzle in this temple, and she solves it, and this is where she gets the sphere map. That it looks golden. She. When she has the map, she gets out of there, but she is greeted with 5 assassin droids. And, all the assassin droids are trying to corner her, pin her.
They're very polite, though. They take their time. They let her, they're very cordial.
Yeah, very cordial.
They're very polite for droids that are meant to kill.
Yeah.
They all take their time, let her set up, prepare for the upcoming fight. They don't bum rush her as they would, because they're
they don't shoot her in the
robot.
back.
Yeah, they would just start attacking her immediately. There's no honor. They don't care about honor. They're fucking robots.
They're assassin droids.
Yeah, they're literally
they're assassin droids there to get the job done. No questions asked.
Oh, you killed her before she was ready. Oh, shame on you and your robot family. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a robot family. I'm just a robot. Okay, then you're good. Why do you care?
So I guess the assassin droids knew that they were outmatched, so they set for the self-destruct.
We are going to self-destruct now. Run away.
We will do it in such a way that you will have plenty of time to escape.
Here's blasted.
Gosh.
All right, there you go. There's the fiery aftermath. After.
I mean, yeah, it looks cool and everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
the reasoning behind why it happened is a little bit
right. Like 5 and assassin droids should be that big of a explosion, but
yeah, I didn't know they had mini nukes in them. You know how useful that would be for each one of these droids.
Nuke it from orbit. Just be safe.
They can literally destroy entire populated cities and stuff with this.
Yeah,
like you know how useful this application would be in a war. Holy shit! One droid could just take out entire like infrastructures and like higher ups in the government. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't think this was really thought through because an explosion that big probably would have destroyed the MacGuffin puzzle as well. It's like, oops, there goes our key to the map or our map at all. It's like, ooh, we're screwed.
But thankfully, she got out of there with the orb. That's all that matters, I guess.
I think she force jumped into the
Yeah, which was cool, showing a Jedi force jump. I always like that. It reminds me of George Lucas's movies where they can force jump because that's a thing Jedis can do. That never really gets to be explored too much in live action. Which I have no problem with a force jump, like using the ability to jump really far. We've seen that in Phantom Menace and other live action movies, so it's been done.
Yeah,
I like it. I like the use of force powers in this. I will say that for sure. It's not Leia floating in space bad, so. Well, we haven't gotten there yet. Episode 3.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get that.
So Ahsoka safely gets away from the explosion, and she, goes into her ship, and there is the robot Hu Wang, who is the he has every catalog that every lightsaber has ever made, because he's how old is he? 500?
500, yeah, 500 years old. And he
500 years
trained
old.
all the Padawans and basic lightsaber stances and training.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna make him older because he's still younger than Yoda then, by about 450 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought they would at least have to be 1,000, but I was like, oh, he's only 500. Okay, he's kind of young for a droid then.
I
forget these droids can live thousands of years.
Well, yeah. I forget the voice actor's name.
David Tennant.
David Tennant, yes. Who. If you guys don't know, he voiced Honeycomb, Professor Honeycomb, and the Digitoid from the 2003 TMNT cartoon TV series. And I really think he is really perfect for the role in this TV series for Star Wars Ahsoka, in my opinion.
Wasn't he the robot in Rebels as well? Like,
I'm not really sure.
No.
Because I heard he was reprising his role, so like he was the droid in the cartoon. Yeah, he's been in a lot of good stuff. Doctor Who multiple times. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy that's when Mad Eye Moody is revealed, who he really is in that one movie.
Yeah.
And he's like licking. He's like doing that weird.
That guy.
Yeah, that's David.
Cornelius Fudge's son. Is that him?
Yeah, I think that's David Tennant in Harry Potter. Yeah. He's a good actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
I think he was in The Goblet of Fire.
Yep. That's my favorite movie of the.
There's dragons.
My favorite book.
I love dragons.
Yeah, he was also in Broadchurch. Was one of the first shows post Doctor Who I've seen him in, playing a police detective.
Cool.
Oh man, Jessica Jones when he played Kilgrave. Oh, he was so good in Jessica Jones, dude. Yeah, he plays like a character that can like mind control people just by talking to them. Just like he has like a silver tongue, literally. So like he can make people do whatever he wants just by saying it.
Scary, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So Ahsoka, and Huang are going back to the Republic ship, and they notice that one of the Republic ships was been attacked, and they're like, what happened here? So Ahsoka meets Hera, one of the Star Wars Rebels characters. She's now general, and she is an air pilot. And let's see here.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
They're discussing, who these two characters are, Balin and Shin. And Ahsoka doesn't know, and Ahsoka shows her the Saphir map, saying this is the key to find Ezra. And Hera is like impossible. Ezra disappeared years ago. And Ahsoka's trying to convince her that it's possible, but it could be also the key and a danger that Admiral Thrawn can possibly return. And I think Ahsoka asked Hu Wang to identify these two mercenary Jedi from their lightsabers. It's kind of hard to tell because their lightsabers are orange, but the red and orange are so close together, you kind of get confusing. But they do have Lauren's lightsabers.
Yeah.
What's their purpose in all this? To my mind, I think they were possibly hired by Morgan to find Admiral Thrawn. In my opinion, I mean that could be possible.
I think so. I mean they're force using mercenaries, so they'll hire themselves out to whoever do whatever. So they're probably part of a bigger plan by Morgan to rescue Thrawn from a galaxy far, 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 far away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting evolution in the Force users because they're not Jedi and they're not Sith.
Mm-mm. No, and a gray in between area,
mm-hmm.
which Ahsoka could also be in that gray area too, but more on the good side rather than the bad.
Yeah,
these two are.
She's like lawful neutral, and they're like chaotic evil, or maybe chaotic neutral.
Right.
Probably neutral, since they'll just go to whoever's giving them the most money.
Yep, the most money, the most coin.
Mm-hmm.
And the next scene, we go to Lothal, where
it's a great shot right there. Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, reprising his role as Governor Ryder. He was also in the Star Wars Rebels TV series, and he is making this grand speech how planet Lothal was saved from of these rebels, and they owe their thanks to them, and they have this beautiful memorial piece of all the original Rebels characters from the cartoon right behind them, and it's like the exact mural you see in Star Wars Rebels, completely exact. Which they really did a good job with that. Governor Ryder is about to introduce one of the Star Wars Rebels, Sabine, and arguably doesn't show up. So he asks this dude right here to entertain the audience, and notifies the Ryder notifies the soldiers to find Sabine and bring her back.
That does not go too well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good looking shots though. That's why I did give these first two episodes a little bit higher praise. Like the cinematography, it's competently shot. It's nice to look at.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals are there.
Mm-hmm.
It is jarring, I know, but I may be in the minority to say that I enjoy the music at this point.
I like the music. I like the visuals.
With it, like, you know.
Yeah, I could go either way. It's like it's not Star Wars, but it does fit a young rebellious Mandalorian girl listening to heavy metal music while racing down the street.
Right, but like I'm not like, if you're like an old Star Wars fan, this could be jarring for you because of the music in the scene, but it also is a homage to the first Top Gun.
Oh, 100%. It's top.
It is. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Sabine is going somewhere. You know, two of the soldier pilots are attempting to bring her back for the speech, but she's refused. One of the pilots, who is a female, blocks the road. And the other pilot, who's a guy, asks Sabine to turn back. She refuses, guns it, and goes underneath the aircraft, which the air pilot who was blocking the road thought she was crazy. And both of the male pilot and her gave each other a nod, and she's on her way to, looks like, the old signal tower where Ezra used to reside in.
And everybody knows she lives there. It's not a secret. What the fuck? Why would they give up? It's just, there's so many things about this that are so questionable writing.
Yeah, they're in fighter craft that are faster, more maneuverable.
Yeah, they would beat her there in a second. They would just be out of their. They could be out of their fighters, standing at the doorway where she's gonna walk in, meeting her there. Like, yeah, we knew you were coming here. It's pretty obvious.
Young miss, where are you going now?
Yeah,
but no, they had to show how badass, and she's a rebel against the. She's a rebel.
Yeah, she's a rebel. But the thing to me is, there's like, with the Sabine in Star Wars Rebels, she's more. Well, she's still hot-headed, but more mature, you know. With this Sabine in this TV series, she's immature and more hot-headed, in my opinion.
You get older and lose maturity. What? Especially with what she's been through, she should mature more.
Right.
She should. You would think.
Yeah, like, you've been through some real shit, losing people close to you. You're not going to retract back into yourself and become a fucking hot-headed teenager again. I don't know. It's just weird.
And maybe she's at the point of, like, you know, since what she's been through, and, you know, the disappearance of Ezra, maybe she doesn't give a fuck at this point. I mean, that's also a possibility as well.
And I understand where, like, she doesn't want to go to that ceremony because she doesn't want to believe Ezra's gone, but it's still disrespectful to everybody else. And the ceremony in itself is it's not anything damaging to him. It's literally a respectful ceremony. Be there, you asshole. Like, regardless of if you don't like it, you should still be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, her not wanting to go to the ceremony is
especially for Kanan, who apparently died in the Star Wars Rebels TV series.
Yeah, like, out of respect for everybody else. Yeah. Hello.
Thank you so much, Rough Girl. How are you doing? Thanks for coming over.
Yeah.
Seeing her on TikTok.
Be there or be square. Hey, third, fourth, the second. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome.
I just talked to him on Ryan's show. Hello.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. And so, in the old tower, signal tower, we see the little Lothal cat. Oh, I love the little Lothal cat. He's so cute. I want a plushie of this kitty.
Oh, you know they're gonna make it. You wait.
Oh,
it's probably already in development. Like, what, you have a cat character? Start production immediately. Get all the factories working.
Absolutely.
One of the smartest things Disney's ever done is make a plushie of that.
Yeah, like
and
when
it purrs and stuff, or like you have it like purr.
When
like a real cat.
Yeah, like the second. When Baby Grogu came out, wrong one. Whoops. No one could get anything because there was no product of the Baby Grogu. Not a good move on Disney's part.
Now, they didn't think that show would go anywhere. They didn't think it would be popular, so they dropped the ball.
Big time. Like, you literally made like a merchandise.
Yeah, and like there was a
masterpiece, and you didn't jump on it.
Yeah, and there was a mad scramble after that.
Yep.
So hopefully Disney has learned their lesson with the Lothal kitty here. So cute.
Yep.
Now, nope, that's not the same. Go there. You go. So Sabine's going through some stuff. She finds like an old hologram recording of Ezra.
Help me, Sabine. You're my only hope. I mean, that's another movie. Wait.
No, we're getting movies mixed up here. No.
Wait, no, they borrow heavily from other shows and other movies. They're borrowing scenes from this movie, that movie,
it's
Top Gun, steal from the best.
Right? Even if it's your own fucking franchise.
Yeah.
We should have Ezra Bridger on a hollow disc. Like Princess Leia? Yes. Like, I could just totally see that board.
Oh, you did have a good point on there, Apion. I didn't
Oh yeah, it's totally A New Hope. It's 100%.
It's been a while since I've seen the original Star Wars movies. But yeah, like unfortunately, we don't really see that much of a close up of the live action Ezra Bridger here in the scene. Most likely like an outline, really, and she's just Sabine is just reminiscing, being nostalgic, and missing Ezra. And Ezra is like saying, apologizing, saying he had to make a hard decision for a Jedi when no one else can. Trying to be very hopeful, in my opinion.
I'm just glad he wasn't mansplaining anything to her, because she would have just turned it off. She would have just like pressed the button, turn it off. Like, oh god.
Now complete your training under Kanan. Oh wait.
Beep. Where's the off button on this? Boom.
Next scene.
Great shot again. Like, there's some beautiful stills and like shots in this first 2 episodes. Like
there are.
Like, this shot right here is gorgeous. Like, it's not much going on, but it's got it's one of the best characters.
Yeah, it's great rule of thirds for those who know what rule of thirds is. It's great tonality there, high contrast.
Like even this one.
Yeah.
You have Morgan, who's in focus. Everything else is in shadow and smoke. In the back, in the background.
Nice balanced scene here.
Yep, this is the scene I wanted.
Yeah.
But on the I don't know which planet they are, but at the destroyed
that planet with the Night Sister temple. Yeah, I don't know the planet either. You're right.
The destroyed Night Sisters temple. Shin is very curious where this place is. And Morgan said it's a Night Sisters temple. And Shin looks at her, "You're a witch." And Morgan just turns to her and said, "I'm a survivor." Balin Skull, sorry.
Another great shot. All 4 villains of the series in the shot.
says like that the inner temple has been destroyed. That the map could have been destroyed also, and Morgan has a pause and says she has the map, Ahsoka Tano. And Balin said, well, then you're lucky that that wasn't destroyed. And I think Morgan said, I think she implied that I think it was the role of the Force or something like that. Am I right about it, Beyond?
Well, she knows for sure that Ahsoka got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all like, Ahsoka probably died too. She's like, no, she definitely came here, got the orb we want, and she got away. Like, because she has the best history with Ahsoka, so she's basically flexing her like Ahsoka knowledge here, where she knows so much about her that she knows for sure that she made it off with the map. And it's kind of like this whole rivalry thing that she's got going with Ahsoka, where they kind of know each other a little bit, but they're enemies, but they know a lot about each other. You know what I mean? So she's using her knowledge of Ahsoka, and she's like, yeah, she made it. She didn't die. Like,
no,
I'm not convinced, basically. And she's magical as hell. Like, the Night Sisters are very powerful with their own sense of magic. It's not so much like force powers, but it's pretty incredible, especially like in Jedi Survivor. Like, they can literally teleport and shit. Like, the Night Sisters have all kinds of powers. So she's probably got something working where she can tell.
Yeah.
Maybe she has her own Force Echo type thing where she can like see where Ahsoka
probably
went.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, see Ahsoka's path. Who knows?
But you can just see so much from the Force, because like the future itself, it's never written, so the future can be clouded trying to see with the Force.
And since the Force surrounds us, it binds all things. It touches every living thing, every but like it's the parts that are influenced by lots, like something dramatic happening in history, like this explosion and stuff. Ahsoka could see the echoes, and maybe Morgan can see an echo too of where Ahsoka ran away. They haven't really explained that, but there's a lot of ways it could be explained where Morgan knows she made it off with the map. Because they all believe, well, the map probably got destroyed, but she's like, no. She's still out there.
Yep. And like, she says she's a Night Sister, Morgan, but she doesn't look like a Night Sister. She's clearly human. So was she, I don't know, somehow adopted from the Night Sisters and raised as a Night Sister? Could be possible. Who knows? Morgan tells Balin to send out Shin to find Ahsoka Tano and the map. And Shin is just questioning as to why they should listen to Morgan, because she's a witch. And Balin says it's no witchcraft, and tells Shin to find Ahsoka in the map. And on her way she goes. And back to Planet Fall, Beam is apparently having a nightmare. Maybe about her experience. About the war, or the fact Ezra is no longer around.
I mean, you can interpret it a lot of ways. She could be being influenced by the dark side, where like when Anakin would have nightmares that would keep him have restless nights. Maybe she's trying to be persuaded because she's not fully been like driven to the light. Maybe she's having some doubts because like Jedi's like philosophy is like doubt. All these things lead to the dark side. So somebody's maybe implanting some ideas in her head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is deep like that, where like if you have a restless night, it might not just be regular nightmares. Like someone might have put that shit there.
I mean, I'm getting to the age, like, how can I explain this? If I'm traveling somewhere and I know how to get up the next morning to get to my flight, so I'm not late, I have trouble sleeping at night.
Oh yeah. Work jitters.
Because they say this in Star Wars a lot. The fear of loss, the fear of losing attachments and everything is all leading to the dark side. And she was old already when she started her training with Ahsoka and Rebels. I'm assuming because I haven't watched it. I've just heard things.
It was Kanan.
Yeah, she was definitely too old to probably start back then. No matter what age she was, I bet she wasn't the standard youngling age. Well, so you have that. She's already like Anakin in that way.
Well, yeah, but she's a lot older than Anakin at this point. I think
the one plot hole here with all this is that she wasn't training to be a Jedi. She was training with Kanan and Ezra to learn how to use the dark saber so she could defend herself against another competing clan, head of a opposing Mandalorian clan for ownership of the dark saber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because in this show they really paint it like she's never done any force training of any kind. No lightsaber training with Ahsoka because she's doing then they rip off New Hope again.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the first or second. That's probably the second episode where she wears the samurai shield and she can't see, and then she says exactly what Luke says. How am I supposed to see with this down?
Right.
Oh, use the force. It's like straight rip from their own movie. It's like
there's
paying homage, and then there's just ripping yourself off. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. Like, well, I like so far, like I love the scene with Baylan, taking everybody down in the ship and rescuing Baylan. I love the scene where Ahsoka is using Echo Force to find the map and escapes from these assassin droids, and escapes from the big explosion and stuff like that. And I love the Lothal kitty in this TV series, which I really want a freaking plushie right now of it. And I have like mixed feelings with the bike scene, but it's pretty all right, I guess, for a homage for Top Gun. And I definitely can relate to Sabine here. Like, she's honestly conflicted, worried. Her mind is not at ease at this time. Definitely seems she's haunted by something.
So she's conflicted.
Well, it seems like to me she is conflicted about something. It could be like she's conflicted, did she did everything she can for Ezra before he disappeared.
Right.
That's like, my view.
I can see that.
Totally.
Yeah, and the mural was like exactly on point in the Star Wars Rebels cartoon. Nice to see Clancy Brown. I know him as mostly as Lex Luthor, really, in the Justice League animated series.
Yeah.
Highlander, Massive.
Yeah, us old folks know him as Kurgan.
Kurgan from the Highlander.
Yeah. One of the best villains ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Continuing on. No, that's not the really scene I want to see. Is this scene?
Hey, young miss, you missed a certain ceremony the other day.
There you go. There's Governor Ryder, Hu Wang, Ahsoka, and Sabine comes in to meet them. Governor Ryder seems disgruntled and disappointed that Sabine didn't show up the other day. And she's
Not only that,
to.
she ran away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, did she apologize for that in the scene? I don't quite remember.
I don't remember.
Nah, she's super smug.
I think we were having fun last night, making up our own dialogue. Like, oh, was that yesterday? Tee-hee, missed it. I was busy being a rebellious teenager.
Pretty much that exact thing. Like,
yeah,
like that's fine and all, but this was like for your friends. Like, you're an ass.
Pretty much.
There's no other way to say it. Like, I can understand. Like, that's what Clancy Brown should have said. Like, I can understand you wanted to come to something that's like has nothing to do with you. You're not related to these people, but everybody here on this mural. This directly involves you. You asshole.
Exactly. Could have honored your friends,
right?
Especially the one who's the one who Keenan's dead. Ezra has disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have honored them.
5 minutes of respect at least, then dip. At least you showed up.
Should be a no-show.
Oh, this is too painful for me. I gotta leave. No, I'm just gonna listen to music and Top Gun my way down the highway. I just the way they presented Sabine in the show, she's a terrible character in the show so far.
Yeah. I have to say, I do love her rainbow sherbet hair.
And they chop it all off.
Oh man.
Now, if they had done what you just said, it really would have shown.
They showed it in the trailer. I'm not spoiling shit.
Yeah, if she had gone to the ceremony and kind of got choked up and had to duck out like 5-10 minutes later,
dude, that would have been perfect.
Would have shown.
But you can't show weakness in her character because the way that women are today, you can't have any weaknesses. So
it would have shown some maturity and some depth to the character. It would have been character development. But no, we have to have cringy, edgy,
teenage angst.
Yeah. From a character that's pushing 30, I'm guessing. Late 20s, early 30s for this character at this point.
Possibly.
I've talked to a lot of people that really like Rebels, and they all say she's not acting like her Rebels character here.
No, she's not.
They fucked her up as her character. Like, she would not develop into this, according to them. And they've all watched Rebels, so you watched Rebels, right, Pop? Or did you say?
Oh yeah, I've seen all of it.
I've seen it too.
Okay, so to you too, and Raquel, is she acting like the Sabine from the end of after Rebels ended? Would be where her character arced?
No.
Into this?
Nope. No, I've seen all of Rebels. I don't quite remember the last 2 episodes, but I've seen enough and remember enough to know what she went through, the whole bit about her training with the Darksaber. Not at one point did she ever want to be a Jedi. Her strength as a character is her Mandalorian heritage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anything, she'd want to be a Mandalorian warrior. Yeah.
What I said before earlier, from what she experienced, and and this disappearance of Ezra, maybe there's she's at a point she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I can understand that to a point. But like I was saying earlier too, she's disrespecting everybody else that was there. I know you love Ezra or whatever, but you don't want to admit he's dead. I get that part, but you're disrespecting everybody else on the mural and everything. It's so childish. I'm not gonna acknowledge the mural because then that means I acknowledge that they're dead. It's calm the fuck down.
No, aside from
both pay respect to the people that died. They are dead. Maybe not Ezra. We don't know that for sure, but some other people on that board are probably dead. And they made this for you and your people. This is literally a tribute to you and them. Get your ass over there.
Yeah, you're the one who you guys were the ones who were fighting against the Galactic Empire, trying to save Lothal, which she exceeded with. Well, and Luke Skywalker and Anakin as well. But that was just really so immature and disrespectful.
And then it gets even more jarring because she's cocky as fuck and arrogant, which would have made more sense for her to go to the thing and get praised, because that's what the personality they show us would have liked. she would have loved to get like, oh, you're amazing, you're this and that. It's like, oh, stop, but keep going. You know what I mean? Like the way they portray her, that's how she would have liked it. But then they have her running off. She's doing conflicting things. Like her character is all over the place, basically. Like there's no way to like really like this character, because this is me watching Sabine only in this. I've never really seen her in Rebels and stuff. So from what I've seen in this, she's very unlikable as fuck. Like the worst character in this show by far for me.
Yep.
Like, and my friend even talked to me because he's watched Rebels. He's like, they act like something happened to her in Rebels, which would explain this. But he's like, that's not what happens in Rebels. Like, she's just acting like this completely out of character for no reason. And I think you guys have even said, like, she's not in character for her. Like, this is a fucking 180 or 360 or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a total change for how she should be.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's Kathleen Kennedy's influence as well, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she didn't watch Rebels, but she's like, she needs to be this. She needs to be angsty and, fuck the establishment and all this stuff. It's like, all right. But was that her character before? I don't care. The Force is female. It's like, yes, okay. These are strong female characters, but do you understand her character before this? No.
No.
There was something before this? Yeah, was there something before this? I didn't think there was any source material. What are you talking about?
I signed my name on a check. I didn't know what it was for.
Well, in the scene, so I think she apologizes somewhat that she missed the. I'm kind of unsure about that.
I don't remember her apologizing. I don't remember her having any redeeming qualities.
Maybe
so I'm rough on that one.
I can't quite remember.
I feel like she says something smug and arrogant here.
That could, that too.
Like, your stupid lackeys couldn't catch me or something like that.
No, she didn't say anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
But anyway,
I gave your guards the slip.
She meets Governor Ryder, Ahsoka, and Huang, and Governor Ryder said, you missed the ceremony. She's a little bit smug about it, and maybe apologized about it about that as well. And there's like this awkward tension with her and Ahsoka. So they go to the Ahsoka ship, and she's like looking around, and she sees a little painted spot that she painted a little Lothal cat on the wall in that room there, and there's not really much going on in this scene. It's just like a lover spot, in my opinion. The
cinematography and the stills, like this show should be so good. With what you're like seeing on like the stills. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
so disappointing.
they're trying to figure out how to open the map. Which, by the way, Ahsoka did ask Huang if he could solve the map, and he's like, "It eludes me." I'm like,
"Oh, come on!
You gotta be kidding! Like, a robot cannot figure out a Rubik's.
I bet C-3PO would have been able to figure it out. Straight up,
puzzle.
C-3PO would solve that shit in a second.
I know. It's this writing. This writing is stupid.
I'm a droid programmed with thousands of things, but I can't solve this. You need Sabine. It's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, that's why Ahsoka like there's someone I could help me with this, and that's Sabine. So they're figuring out how to open this puzzle map here, and again, awkward tension between them because whatever happened in the past between them.
You didn't do your homework, Raquel? There's so much. Only like a couple 100 hours of stuff to watch.
Oh, I didn't see The Mandalorian, so I had a little bit of a homework.
No, you're good.
with
That's all
that.
good.
But Sabine, wants to go somewhere where she can think to solve this puzzle. And Ahsoka said, that's not a good idea. Stay here.
Which makes sense. Why the fuck do you need to be in your house to solve the puzzle? How is it any different than being on a spaceship with nobody bothering you?
That'll be comfortable and have room to think.
Yeah, but, you're literally on a starship with like 3 other people, and that's it. Okay.
Yep.
Go back to your house on the planet where everybody knows where you'll be.
Oh, goodness. You know what's coming up after this scene, right? Just after the adult in the room tells the child, don't do something.
Yep.
We'll
get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this map. I'm going to give you this very important map. Don't run away with it.
Yep. So Ahsoka and Huang are like, so Huang is showing so he has every kind of like every lightsaber made. Well, almost, I guess. He said he recognizes that one lightsaber, which is obviously from Baylan, but the other one he's not familiar with, which could also be Shin's lightsaber. And Pop is right. Baylan and Shin could be father and daughter. But I guess we'll have to see at this point. And yes, Sabine does like take off. Oops, bad shot there. With the map when Ahsoka told her not to. Doesn't listen, so she takes off.
Like, oh, child, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Shin and some of the assassin droids are like on her tail. Oh no. Ahsoka's warning comes to pass. And there's a little foul kitty. Sabine goes to the old signal tower and figuring how to open this puzzle, which she succeeded.
Right.
In this scene here, but then she goes out of the room to get some fresh air, and that's when she gets attacked by one of the assassin droids. The other one goes into the room, grabs the ball-like sphere, and Sabine was having trouble with the one assassin droid because he doesn't have the proper training, I guess, as a Mandalorian and a Jedi, I guess. But that, as a Mandalorian, she wouldn't have any trouble, taking out one of the assassin droid, in my opinion. But I guess she didn't have her Mandalorian weapons with her at the time, so she was definitely having trouble with it.
Yeah, she was going slack in her Mandalorian training because she was trying to be something she's not, a Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah.
She's gotten a little soft, being edgy and rebellious.
Yep. Next scene, Ahsoka and Hera are talking, and Hera mentions here that well before that, Ahsoka is like very disgruntled and disappointed that Sabine didn't heed her warning and took off with the map, and Hera quotes here, I bet you were a handful with your master, and Ahsoka said, I walked away from Anakin before I complete my training, just like I walked away from Sabine. So it seems like Ahsoka has a habit of, running away from people, I guess. Sadly.
Well, I mean, running from Anakin was understandable. Like, he literally became the ultimate evil.
Now, before that, though,
yeah,
Ahsoka was very disenfranchised with the Jedi Order because at that point she was just put on trial for a crime she didn't commit, and nobody would believe her that she was innocent until she had to like go and prove her innocence. And they were all like, "Oh well, you're right. Would you like to rejoin us?" And she was like, "No, I don't want to join you guys. I'm done."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's like one more example of how the Jedi Order was becoming rigid, possibly stagnant in their belief system.
Yeah.
Complacent.
Yep.
They didn't care like they should have. They weren't watching what they should have been.
Yep. She's, see, Sabine is right here having trouble taking care of one of the assassin droids, and she's like flailing around, like not using any of her
all the while she was,
as a Mandalorian or a Jedi.
Or
okay. Okay, weird. And then
dual time.
No. She defeats one of the assassin droids, goes downstairs, sees the other assassin droid who has the map, and then there's Shin who's saying we'd be looking for this, and both of them take their lightsabers out. We can clearly tell that Sabine is outclassed with Shin, and they're having their dueling moment.
Just skip 10 seconds on this part so we can kind of see some freeze frames of the duel.
Sure. I'll try to.
Yeah, there's a little 10 thing. You could just hit that 10 and it'll jump 10 seconds.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, look at that shot. Like, there's some great shots in this episode.
Like I said, I like the cinematography on this show. I like the
in this scene, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's full of really good scenery, good background shots, excellent CGI to make you think they're actually on a location someplace or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then just like what happens from this is one of the most argued about things in recent Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you tick off Star Wars fans? Stab somebody with a lightsaber. Doesn't really do any harm. It's just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, lightsabers are just, it's like getting a flesh wound. It is a flesh wound.
Ahsoka and Hu-Wang going to Sabine's destination to help her out as quick as possible. Sabine and Shin are still doing, and then she gets stabbed.
You skip the stab.
I'll try to go back.
Use the 10 seconds. Yeah. You'll get it.
I'll try to see if I can get.
Well, now it's just going to be those stills.
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets gutted, and then Sabine is still fighting her off. She's like still blocking and stuff. I'm like, no, come on. Qui-Gon literally dropped like a fucking. He was done. And that's Qui-Gon Jinn, a fucking Jedi Master.
In my mind, from the beginning, Darth Maul was cut in half. He couldn't. Why he survived?
So was Anakin.
Anakin
Darth
lost.
Vader was cut in half.
Both of his legs and his arms.
Even worse than cut in half. Lost his legs and another limb.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then
he became all Robo Man.
And then
fell in lava and still lived. Exactly. Got burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, he lived. And then, Qui-Gon Jinn, he got stabbed. He died. Yeah, like in my mind, Anakin and Darth Maul should have died. Qui-Gon died.
Han
How
Solo.
exactly Han Solo got
Well,
stabbed?
he got stabbed and then he fell off that bridge into like that dark pit of
sadly by his
abyss.
own son. But for some odd reason, Sabine survives from a stabbing. That's a major plot hole right there in my head.
Yeah.
She's very much like Reva.
Well, the answer is obvious. The Force is female.
Yeah. I hate to get into the sexist thing, but it's
I
so
hate
true.
to.
It's so true. It's so
I'm
true, though,
not.
Pop. Like, because she's a
Right.
woman, that's why she's allowed to live. It's like, are you fucking serious, man?
Well,
Like,
regardless, I do love this fight scene, even though
I love the fight scene. Just the ending is just
clearly outclassed of Shin. She tries her best to fight her and get back the map, but was sadly unsuccessful.
Can I quickly say what should have happened in this fight, which would have been a more satisfying ending? So quickly, when Count Dooku fought Obi-Wan in Episode 2, he could have easily killed him, stabbed him through the gut like this, but he chose to like slash his leg, slash his arm a little bit, and then force push him back after he like did enough damage to disable him. She could have done the same thing here, where like just cut her down little by little, and actually maybe give her like a face scar or something like memorable. Literally, she gets nothing memorable from this. She gets like a little fucking cigarette lighter burn on her belly. Are you fucking serious? Like,
yeah.
No, you were stabbed, ran through by a lightsaber. You should have a scar to like remember this for all time. You know what I mean? Like something on your body should show you like, yeah, I was once nearly killed, but it's just like a little tiny burn, and it's just, come on, man, you're making a lightsaber out to be a toy now.
She collapsed in the scene.
Yeah.
After she fights her off
and that's the end of the episode right there.
I was shocked. I'm like, damn, they killed Sabine in the first episode. This show is wild as fuck. I was like, damn.
Yeah, this episode episode 1 is called Master and Apprentice.
Yep.
And that's where the episode ends. On to episode 2.
I just think it would have been so cool if she got some sort of scar or something visibly that we could see to remind us of their duel every time. That's like the perfect thing. Like Anakin had that, Luke had that. Like he got his hand chopped off, so when we know his hands, obviously that's like they put the skin over it, but we still know it's robotic. He even looks at it and like gets reminded of the fact that he lost his hand, and then we have the setup and payoff where he sees his dad's hands robotic. Yeah, there's so much to that. Like
the scar that she does have or did have in this episode is like it moved because she got stabbed right below the rib cage, so that should have been like a lung at least.
Some kind of damage.
Yeah,
but then
we're like you're personally affected by what happened in that duel, right, Pop? Like, so like she will remember it forever, type of thing. This is just like, oh yeah, it was just something that happened to me. I'm good now. Like, no,
Fennec,
you were almost killed
with the blaster, right? And then they had to make her stomach robotic and crap, right?
That was stupid. So I remember that scene.
Yeah, because she got shot by a blaster and had to be robotic in her stomach.
A life-changing event where you will always be reminded of what happened to you during that event, right? Like, powerful shit like that needs to happen.
Right. Rocco the Brave. I think her lightsaber might be Kanan's lightsaber, which she built after Order 66, which is why Humain does not recognize it. That's a good option too.
Rocco the Brave.
I'm not sure about that. You mean,
but it is a good possibility, regardless.
Shin's lightsaber or Sabine's?
She's wielding Kanan's, is what he's saying. Like she picked up a Jedi's lightsaber, and then with her, influence, she's able to change the color of the crystals because they can do that. Because the crystal will change based on the user.
They would have to explain at what point did Shin come across.
See, that's why I want a whole episode about her and Ray Stevenson.
Baylan Skoll.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I will give that episode a 10 out of 10 if we get like a full hour of them two. Please.
I definitely agree with you with the late Ray Stevenson, rest in peace.
Yes.
He had such a presence in episode 1 to the point like I want to see more.
I would, yeah, definitely. I'd like to see more of both of them.
Not just 5 minutes in an episode. Like I want like an actual
more
plot
screen time.
involving him. Yeah, like I want like something with him centric. Like it's a Ahsoka show, but you can set up villains in other people's shows. Like Daredevil did it very well with Kingpin, where there was like an entire episode about Kingpin and his origin and where he comes from, and you understand him more. That's what I want from this. It's like just give me an entire episode about the villains so I can understand their motives more, please.
At this point, I don't think that's going to happen, sadly.
No, sadly.
I mean, 8 episodes, so they're just run it. Go,
we have 5 more episodes left before the series ends. Kitty, Hutchkill, sorry, had to go to the store and haven't been busy. We love ya. Thank you so much, Kitty. Love you too.
Thanks for joining us.
Hugs panel.
Very
I've never wanted a flashback episode so bad. Just all about them.
More Kitty said meow pop.
Yeah.
Meow meow. All right, now to episode 2. We're doing on good on time here.
Cool.
That's good. Good. Yes, it will not be a 4-hour live stream.
Oh, not tonight.
4-hour tour. A
4-hour tour.
No.
Talking about Ahsoka. This is where I lost my fucking shit.
Okay, so the first starting scene is we see Ahsoka looking out the window from the hospital. Ahsoka brings Sabine to the hospital. She gets healed. Sabine looks up, like, what's happened? And she realizes what happened, and she feels disappointed. She feels like she failed.
Well, she did.
Ahsoka.
She lost. She should be dead.
Yeah.
She knows she should be dead. You can tell, like, the actress, even herself, is like, I should probably be dead right now, but I'm still alive for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And
it's so bad. Medical droids are amazing with lightsaber wounds, but if you're pregnant and you just want to lose the will to live, Padme is fucked. But
it's just a sad scene.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And Ahsoka tells her to get some rest. Next scene is we're at the
lo and behold, she disobeys Ahsoka again.
Yeah.
So next scene is we go to another Night Sisters kind of temple. Kind of looks like Stonehenge to me. Scene. And
I like this. It feels very Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
I'm down.
Or
Old Republic. It's really it is a Star Wars. I like this part.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the cinematography on this shot right here. Like the symmetry. The ship is perfectly in the middle. The two characters are walking down a straight line, symmetrical to the shot.
Yeah,
and then you have the pillars.
Yeah, balance from left to right.
Well, thank you. I got the perfect scene.
Yeah. There you go.
My compliments to the host.
Yes. So Baylan and Shin get out. They put the orb-like sphere on one of the pillars, and Shin is really curious. What's all this means, and I think Baylan says power that you could ever imagine, if I'm correct on that. In that scene.
Man, it'd be so incredible. I have a crazy theory that I just thought of right now. Like, if they go to like the Old Republic days and they try to find the Starforge from those games, the Knights of the Old Republic, like the Starforge was like one of the most powerful items in all of Star Wars. Like, it could literally do anything that you need it to do, basically, to conquer the fucking known universe. So, if they go into like Starforge and like Knights of the Old Republic lore, I will be very excited. I'm all for the Old Republic stuff. And that seems like kind of where they're going right now. So,
looks like it. Ahsoka goes to the old Signar Tower, to to see, what was damaged, I guess, what happened. And there's a little kitty again. Oh, so cute. And she goes into the room, see if there's anything she can salvage or save. And apparently, it is revealed that one more assassin droid was hiding and waiting in the wing, and she quickly takes it out.
Well, no, that was the one that Sabine shot and disabled in the house. So
and
she
Ahsoka
didn't kill it.
went there. Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't kill
there.
it. Ahsoka went there knowing that there was one that they left behind.
Yeah.
The one that Sabine shot. So that's the one Sabine shot but didn't fully kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the one from the other episode.
But Ahsoka somehow, I guess, using for the Force, she somehow knew that it was still there. Somehow.
Well, yeah, you can use the Force and hear things moving around, shuffling around in the which should be a dead house, especially when the cat's outside here. This is a perfect still you have. So with the cat outside, she could use the Force, scan the room like Anakin would do with those slugs in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
When he sense danger. She would know there's danger in there. Like the Jedi powers, they're amazing. Like they can be used like spider senses, where like she could know there's a danger waiting for her inside, especially when the cat's out here. Well, I like that the cat's out here in this shot because Ahsoka can scan the room. There's no living things in there because she knows the cat's right here. So she can know the only danger waiting her is that droid. So there's some good Star Wars stuff. Like Dave Filoni pays attention. He, what I mean, but he's not the greatest.
Yeah, he'll accidentally do
attention.
something good. He'll accidentally do something good.
He understands Star Wars mythology a bit. Like I'll say that much about him. Like especially with Jedis and Force powers.
Yeah, he'll understand it enough to ignore large parts of it.
Yeah, he's not completely at fault here, though. Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong, but this part I like because they show the cats outside, so she's literally using her powers, scanning the room, and she knows the droid's in there, and so she just goes in there like, I know you're in here waiting for me. Because it's not a living thing, but she knows it's moving around. She can sense like that room. Like that's what I love about like Attack of the Clones. Like Anakin's like, I know everything that's going on in that room, even though I'm not in there. Like
I know every square inch in this room. And I can tell what is out of place.
Exactly. And Anakin was her teacher, so she's taken a lot from him. That's what I love about her character too. Is like she is trained by literally one of the best, even though he's a dick. He's still one of the best there ever was to do it.
Yeah, I also love that scene. To me, the background is very serene, peaceful.
Yeah,
and you see the little fall kitty, the cute little fall kitty. Yeah. I really want a plushie.
I was looking them up. They sell them at Target and stuff, so they're not expensive. Yeah.
Oh wow, there's
not
already
quick,
plushies out there. That was quick.
Quick.
Yeah, Disney learned from their mistake.
Oh yeah, get those bad boys out ASAP.
Yeah.
And
I did get the right scene. No, I did not.
This is when Sabine pops up out of bed after being stabbed by his lightsaber. She's fine now.
Yeah.
No signs of injury ever again.
No trauma. Great. No feelings of trauma or after going through such a traumatic event as having.
It was literally a minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
It's a fucking minor inconvenience.
You got a plasma blade shoved through your body at several thousand degrees Kelvin.
There you go. Then we're back in the hospital room. You see a hologram of Hera, Ahsoka, Wing, and Sabine with the droid head that Ahsoka just took out. Just a few minutes ago.
Yeah. So Ahsoka goes into the house, takes the droid out she knew was there because she went there to capture this droid body and analyze its memory banks, find out where it originated from. And that's where Sabine has to come in again because apparently Ahsoka can't do this. A droid can't do this. Only Sabine can hack the droid.
Yeah, like apparently with the map and the android head, Sabine qualifies to figure out the puzzle map and figure out, where where Shin took the map with this assassin droid head, and she qualifies because she has an artistic eye.
Right.
Which is the director saying we're gonna make her the biggest Mary Sue.
But
you thought Ray was a Mary Sue.
Wing
Stand aside, Ray.
Mhm.
is
Sabine's here.
alluded to the fact, he can't solve the map and he's not qualified as a robot getting the location from the assassin droid head. Only Sabine qualifies with it, which is odd.
So
Ridiculous.
nobody on that planet, there's no IT specialist, no computer experts. They can't go down to the local computer
How would it
store
not be Ahsoka? She was in the fucking Clone Wars where they fought droids for years.
Right.
Literally, her whole life was fighting droids. Involvement. Sabine has no what? Ahsoka would be the expert with droids, hands down. This should be an Ahsoka scene. Period.
Yep.
Ahsoka should be dissecting the head, but we can't have this episode would have been more perfect if Sabine was knocked out in bed, still from the lightsaber. She was comatose for the whole episode, and Ahsoka solves it, and then Sabine wakes up at the end, and it's oh, I've recovered finally from my near-death wound. But no, they have her just shoot up, and she's perfectly fine, ready to solve a fucking puzzle. It's so stupid. Sabine doesn't need to do all this. This is the Ahsoka show. Let Ahsoka do it. Fuck.
Right. So
I don't know.
Sabine is in charge to get the location where Shin took the map. But there's a danger that the assassin droid head might warm up too hot and it would explode. And clearly everyone's nervous about that.
Except for Hera, which is the funniest joke in the show. Hera's joke is probably the funniest joke in the show. Let her do it.
There.
Yeah, you're a hologram. You don't give a shit.
Yeah. So I love the scene, Sabine is trying to get the location, and it's an android head is warming up to the point it's going to explode, and Hu-Wing's we gotta pull the plug. She's Sabine says not yet, and Hu-Wing says I'm gonna pull the plug, close the plug at the last second. She gets the location.
Yeah,
it's
she was
very
able to do it.
It was a very intense moment here that I liked. It just at the last second before it blew, everything goes kablooey. And nothing happens, and she gets to the location where the map was taken. Love that.
Did you really think anybody was going to die? Come on.
No. No, a word of defense in Sabine's favor. She is Mandalorian. Mandalorians are trained on weapon systems. So anything that's a computer to a weapon system, I guess you could say an assassin droid, she would be able to figure something out and get the information they were needing. So you could make that claim that because of her Mandalorian heritage and training that she would have been competent enough with computer systems behind weapons to work on that droid.
But would you also agree that Ahsoka has a lot more experience with droids? She was literally in a war that was against all the droids.
Dismantling them and taking them apart with her lightsaber. Yeah. I don't know. I having a technical background, I would think that it's you have a droid, you go to a droid expert. You have a computer, you find a computer expert. But that's just me trying to apply the logic to.
Anakin, he was the best. He created C-3PO.
Yeah.
Anakin was a true master of all trades. My God.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Just his marriage. Smug Sabine.
Smug Sabine. Or at this point, she's probably hopped up on whatever painkillers the hospitals.
That's
like,
good.
here you go, kid. You were stabbed through the gut with a plasma blade. Here we're going to pump you up full of pills.
I feel so great all of a sudden. Yeah, that's all that fucking stuff we're pumping through your goddamn system.
Yeah.
So they get the location, where the map was supposedly taken.
Mm-hmm.
And Sabine has to, unfortunately still be in bed rest. And Ahsoka, goes out to, I guess, to get prepared to.
They find out the droid
find
origin.
The map.
Well, they find out where the droid was sent from, which was
Corellia.
Yeah. They find out that the droid was sent from Corellia. It was commissioned from Corellia, which is a cool plot point. I like that, and I love Corellia as a planet. We only got to see it in Solo and in the Old Republic games. We never really got to dive into that planet.
That's true.
In the actual movies, so it was nice to go to Corellia. I love that.
Yeah, so Ahsoka's gonna meet up with Hera, to go to that planet.
Corellia. They're gonna go to the dockyards and they're gonna interview. That
squirrely guy.
They're gonna interrogate.
Squirrely guy. Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna interrogate the squirrely guy that runs the droid factory.
Who's obviously a ex-Imperial.
Oh,
is up to no good.
For sure.
That's obvious.
So, I'm not really sure. Like, where's this planet? I'm not really sure.
Well, this is where they end up at the end of one of the episodes, but yeah. They say it I think they might have said it in episode 3, but God, I don't remember now.
I don't remember. I have to rewatch it. Definitely have to I'll have to rewatch it anyway for episode 4 coming out next week. So Baylan and Shin, present the puzzle map. Here comes Morgan. She activates the map, which shows the galaxy they reside in, and it opens like a huge circle sphere galaxy map that there are like other galaxies to explore, and it pinpoints where Admiral Thrawn was supposedly disappeared.
Yeah.
This scene excites me the most because there's other galaxies out there. Okay, that's cool. My question is how the Force, the Jedi, the Sith are going to come to play into these other galaxies. Is it an alternate version of the galaxy that we're familiar with? I don't know. It'll be really exciting to see what's coming forward here. Also, the ships that they have, they're only for hyperspace within their own galaxy, not to go into the other galaxies. Their ships are not equipped for that. So they have to find out some way how to travel to another galaxy, which will be explained later in this episode a little bit.
Yeah,
the flight path is laid out, for ships that want to make the journey.
Yeah, but this excites me the most. Other possibilities here that we can really explore, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
They can literally just have the First Order and everything that happened in the sequel movies be a different galaxy and have it be an alternate timeline. This isn't our Luke Skywalker. This isn't our this and that. They could literally fix it if they wanted to.
They could.
By introducing this,
they won't.
They won't.
Boo.
Now, if it was up to us fans, we would be telling them, okay, this is what we want. Adapt Heir to the Empire and all those other EU books.
Opening the map. Whoops, bed.
Sleepy face Morgan.
Bad scene there. Yes,
Sleepy face.
There's their galaxy, and it's pinpointing to another galaxy where Admiral Thrawn and Urza are supposedly are. And we go to I don't want to get to that thing. Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Okay, so there's Ahsoka going to what's the planet's name again? I'm sorry, Apion.
What's up?
The planet there Ahsoka's going to.
Oh, they're going to Corellia now.
Corellia. Why does it sound Cornelius to me?
No, this is the home planet of Han Solo, where he was born.
Yep.
And the other city planet in the Star Wars universe, very much like Coruscant. They've made like the whole surface into a planet, basically. Like,
yeah,
it's the only other planet like Coruscant. Yeah.
Yeah, basically one giant
industrial
shipyard, or
very industrial.
Shipyards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Hera
production.
and Ahsoka, the caretaker of the
Squirrely
shipyard.
Manager.
Squirrely manager guy. He's really squirrely, very invasive with the questioning.
I want to speak to your manager. I'm right here. Oh, okay, cool. that saves a lot of time.
Is there somebody above you who might be
right
competent and less squirrely?
That's funny.
Yeah. So Hera and Ahsoka are like, doing an investigation in the shipyard, and it's been revealed by the squirrely manager here that are some Galactic Empire soldiers that are working at the shipyard, and something's fishy here. Why are these remaining Galactic Empire soldiers being watched? So they're like really, something's like not right here.
Yep. He played it off as like, if they didn't employ ex-Imperials, they wouldn't have enough workers to do the work. Mm-hmm. So it's like it would be a labor shortage. And his job is mainly to keep his company's shareholders happy. He doesn't get into politics, as he says. It's like all that's important to him is money.
His job and his money. You gotta get that coin. But you can clearly tell Ahsoka and Hera are like getting fishy vibes, whatever is going on here.
Yeah, they're not having any of it. It's like, no, something screwy going on here.
Aha! Found it. The place that Sabine was stabbed in. But strangely enough, like, in the last episode, it was shown that she got more stabbed up here.
Yeah,
not
right
down
below the rib cage.
Here. Yeah, right below
this
the rib
is
cage,
like,
not in the abdomen.
Yeah, this is like a few inches above the belly button.
So, yeah, definitely a plot hole here as well.
And the tummy.
And in the tummy. And she's like talking to Hugh Wing here, saying, she's disgruntled and disappointed with Ahsoka, saying that, Ahsoka doesn't need her help, that she doesn't need her. And, Hugh Wing, I think in the scene, didn't he mention that she's the worst Padawan he ever met? Yeah.
He goes out of his way to mention that.
Yeah.
Several
at least
times.
Force sensitive, like her attunement to the Force is the worst he's ever seen out of any Padawan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is stupid because I just don't understand why she wants to be a Jedi or why they're trying. That's just a big plot hole to me.
Right. And you said yourself, Pop, there was one Mandalorian that was close enough to get to that Jedi status.
The one and only Mandalorian who was a Jedi, who made the Darksaber, Vizsla, something Vizsla was his name, Clan Vizsla.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like back during like the Mandalorian Wars?
I think it might have been a bit before that. I don't know, like several 1,000 years before all these events going on here. Or
the Mandalorian War was an old conflict where the Mandalorians tried to take over the galaxy, and they had to be put in check because they thought they were the shit. They were basically like the Spartans of Star Wars, like the 300,
Yeah.
like they're
They were
the warrior
also-
race. Yeah.
Yeah, there were also warring clans. They didn't have a
Yeah.
centralized government until Vizsla came along, made his own lightsaber when he became a Jedi, except he made it the way a Mandalorian would, and nobody knows how he did it. Nobody has been able to replicate the dark saber. No Jedi, no Sith. It's like, you've done something completely new here, and we can't figure it out. You kind of scare us in a way.
Right.
He, using that dark saber, he centralized the Mandalorians, drew them all together under one leader. He was the first Mandalore.
Now here's the so she clearly is not force sensitive.
No.
So it's puzzling to me, why would Ahsoka take her as a Padawan when she is not force sensitive?
Exactly.
But Ahsoka did point out the force is in all living beings, but she said only the people who have talent are force sensitive. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's really not quite true, because that's where the midichlorians come to play.
Oh, those good old things.
Yeah.
So
I'm
are
sorry.
they alluding here that she doesn't have the Mandalorians don't have that high midichlorian count to be
I have no
force
idea.
sensitive? That's
No,
what
I think what they're saying is the potential's in all of us. You just have to unlock it. That's where I think they're going with this.
I get mixed messages from this show, because it makes me think that the writers do not understand what the Force is and how to portray it. It also kind of reminds me of the end scene of Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie, where the kid was sweeping with his
Broom Boy, yeah.
Broom Boy. He dropped the broom and he just used the Force. It's like, on one hand, everybody can use the Force, but on the other hand, only people who are Force sensitive can use the Force.
And who the fuck taught him that, anyways? Don't you need some sort of training? You can't just be moving things with your mind on automatic autopilot.
It's stupid. It's
didn't Ezra did that in the first episode of Star Wars Rebels?
I didn't watch that, so you guys would know. So Ezra was really strong and potent with the Force, huh?
Well, like in the first episode, I watched it recently. I binge watched it to watch a Star Wars Ahsoka. But yet in the first episode, he was definitely, when he was in the city of Lothal, he was definitely force sensitive what was going on, because Kanan and Zeb were there. And they were Kanan and Zeb were there to getting guns from the city of Lothal that one of the Galactic Empire soldiers were taking over with, and the scuffle getting away with the goods, which Ezra got caught in the mix with. I want to say for sure, but I swear, I have to look at it, but I'm kind of somewhat positive that Ezra kind of used the Force to move the box that Kanan was trying to get a hold of, and Kanan was impressed with his Force abilities. I'm not definitely sure, but
is he
I
human?
have to look at it again.
Or is he a different species in Star Wars?
Ezra?
Yeah.
Ezra's human.
Okay.
Yeah, he's human. I have to watch it again, but I'm somewhat sure that happened, but I have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I only bring that up because they say multiple times that Yoda's species is the strongest with the Force out of all the species in Star Wars. Their race is naturally better, just right off the bat.
And that includes with Baby Grogu as well.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's part of Yoda's.
Yeah, he's part of that species. forget what that
Hello,
species
digital
is called, but yeah.
pollution. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, welcome. Please leave a like and share the stream out. Appreciate it. So yeah, like back to the Cornelius
Squirrely
planet.
guy.
Like why? Like I don't know why, because it sounds Cornelius to me.
Corellia?
Corellian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cornelius.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Han Solo's
Cornelius.
ship was a Cornelian freighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's another cool thing is that it was made on this planet. This is where the Millennium Falcon was made. There's so much cool stuff about Corellia, like in the Star Wars lore. That's why I love that they came back here. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
We don't get to visit this planet enough. This is where the Millennium Falcon was made.
It
was the best ship in Star Wars,
one of the
dude.
coolest ships ever.
Yeah, and it's like this is where it was made. Like I'd
Awesome.
love to just see a whole movie about the Millennium Falcon. I know we got that with Solo a little bit, but damn, that ship is so cool, man.
Like one of the most iconic ships in pop culture.
Oh yeah.
The fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, kid.
Oh, if like a little tidbit here, the Ghost has the same gaming table in just like the Millennium Falcon does in Star Wars Rebels.
Because we have to have those callbacks.
Well, I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's all good.
Nothing wrong with that.
So back where Planet Cornelius here. I know it's not called that.
Cornelius. I'm not even gonna say the name anymore. I just want you to call it Cornelius. I'm just gonna let you call it Cornelius from now on. I'm not gonna correct you anymore.
When I hear the name, I'm like hearing
Planet Cornelius.
It sounds like Cornelius to me.
Cornelius. Cornholio.
Cornelius.
I knew somebody was going to go there.
I am Cornholio.
Yes, thank you, Digital Cornelia.
With the proper spelling and everything. Digital pollution knows the Star Wars.
Yeah, at Planet Cornelia. We go back to Ahsoka and Hera here with the squirrely manager guy who is still being evasive of all the questioning. Ahsoka
do you call Coruscant
like
croissant?
No.
She will now.
Well, Planet Croissant. They went back to Planet Croissant. Croissant. Oh,
hey, I just had dinner. Don't make me hungry to get a snack.
We're going to Cornelius on Coruscant. Yes, you know your Star Wars.
I will beat you with a stick, Apion.
Oh, no, a steak.
Anywho, back to Hera and Ahsoka, who are trying to question the evasive squirrely manager here.
What planet are they on, Raquel?
Corellia.
There you go. Right on.
I wanted her to say Cornelius.
Hera wants to see, the records here, and the
record man,
the squirrely manager guy said, you have to have clearance. So she's like, "Well, I'm the general here. I have clearance." It's like it was just like a little awkward tension here. Like, you don't know who I am, kind of.
Yeah,
past here.
Like she tried pulling ranks. Like, there's nothing top secret from me. And it's like,
yeah,
oh, come on. The New Republic wouldn't have military intelligence with top secret files that you wouldn't be privy to.
I didn't watch Rebels. I don't know who the fuck she is.
Yeah.
Like, Maud Mothma would get my respect because I know who Maud Mothma is. She was in New Hope. She was in Star Wars. I didn't watch Rebels, so I don't know who you are. So stop acting like I should know who you are.
Here we get a protocol droid who basically handles the inventory.
Yep, and just spills the beans right in front of everybody.
Yeah, because this is a point where Ahsoka is asking about any HK assassin droids. Are they manufactured here? And the manager gives a squirrely answer like, no, those aren't manufactured here at all. And the protocol droid says, well, I just saw one the other day, and I thought it was odd, so I tried asking what it was doing here, and I didn't get a response or an answer because the HK droid had a higher security clearance than even I did.
And the fact that he had a hyperdrive as well.
Yeah.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Yep, and the squirrely guy looks at the droid and says, "Why didn't he report me? Report it to me. Report to me." It's just shit.
Yeah, it's like, well, why didn't you make a report about that? Trying to cover his own butt.
Like his cover's blown. Bye.
Yep.
Yep. And one of the shoulders, like, says, "For the Empire," and Ahsoka just takes him down, like, without any trouble.
One of the office workers there who's like ex Empire, but still loyal to the Empire, and then they look out. Ahsoka or Hera, I think it was Hera, who looks out the window and says, "Isn't that a hyperdrive engine? That's huge. That's larger than any new ship in the New Republic. Where's that hyperdrive engine going?" And squirrely guy says, "Well, that's I can't say about that. That's top secret." Leading into the discussion of Hera, Sabine or Hera going, "Don't you know who we are?"
Your manager.
It's like there's plot.
Hera's name should be Karen.
Karen, I'd like to speak to your manager.
She's totally a Karen, especially in all the scenes with her.
Just space Karen.
That's a good shot.
Grr.
Yes, nice scene right there.
Another facial expression from Ahsoka. That's not stoic.
Yeah, you don't want that makeup to run too much, so they gotta keep her.
Right. So Ahsoka is battling the assassin droid,
Mystery Man,
and battling Merrick, which we don't know who this Merrick is. He clearly is wielding an Inquisitor lightsaber here.
But he's not an Inquisitor.
Well, but he's not. Well,
maybe.
Yes.
We don't don't know.
We don't. No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
But who could this person be? Could be Ezra. Could be Kanan. A small possibility with that, or it could be like you said, Anakin's clone
or Starkiller. A lot of people think it might be Starkiller from the
too.
games. They're bringing in Starkiller. That would be sweet. I mean, that actor was great. Starkiller is a great character. He has no love for Vader or the Empire, so why he would be a complete drone makes no sense to me. But okay, maybe it's one of his clones, because there was clones of Starkiller too. They love their clones in Star Wars.
Absolutely do. I do like the choreography. It could be a little better, but it's okay. I did love the fight scene with Ahsoka and Merrick here.
Fight's great. His posing like a fucking Power Ranger is what bothers me, though.
Yeah.
He poses like a goddamn Power Rangers character, and I'm like, oh, don't pose like that.
Yeah.
I just hear the Power Rangers music. Yeah, and he's like
fighting
and shit.
Bugged me through these two episodes. Her fighting bugged me throughout both these episodes because
good freeze frame. She kicks him in the chest.
She did a lot better in the episodes of The Mandalorian that she showed up in. She was a lot more aggressive, a lot more energetic. Here it's like bad interpretive dance moves.
We're gonna put you down.
Disguised as lightsaber fighting.
Yeah, like the parts where they connect the sabers and stuff, cool. But yeah, like the posing from this Merrick guy really, really fucked me up watching this. I'm just like, oh, why are you posing like that? Like nobody
like a Power Ranger
like that. No, it reminds me of when they fight the putties and shit on Power Rangers.
Or just watch Ahsoka's movements as she's fighting, and it looks off. It just looks off to me when she moves. When she tries to do something dynamic, it's like this is not the same movement she was doing during her episodes in Mandalorian.
I like this part here. This is one of my favorite parts, where
Yeah,
Hera actually gets to do something.
I guess they weren't really training for this scene behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah, it's no telling.
Yeah, you need to have like weeks of choreography done for a proper like sword fight scene. This looks like it had like a few days.
Yeah,
and then they would just like fill in the blanks with CGI people.
No,
I don't
know. I guess we don't know for sure. Oh, here's the ghost.
I love
here.
this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes in the show so far.
And Hera's piloting the ghost.
Easily the most exciting, most interactive.
Yeah,
this felt fun and Star Warsy to me. Her and Chop, and then they're doing Star Warsy things, you know, and it had good music, and I really enjoyed this scene the most.
It did.
I like the scene.
Yeah,
right here. I'm sorry, Pop.
It's the funnest scene. No, I agree with you guys 100%. Like, this is the funnest scene in the show by far.
Yeah, it took me back to. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. It took me back to Rebels, the banter between Hera and Chopper when Chopper was going, well, I can't find the tracking beacon. And Hera was like, well, did you look under here? Did you look under there? Did you look under the tissue box above your toolbox? And Chopper was like moving stuff around and goes, oh, found it.
Yeah.
I found it. Like, told you, clean up your compartment.
Yeah, and that's very Star Warsy, and it's fun and it's engaging, and
no, that's the kind of banter.
Like said, it made me get nostalgic and like, yeah, dude, totally.
Definitely,
that's the kind of banter they had back in the Rebels episodes.
Yep, and like I'm glad we're seeing another beloved robot character sides RDT2 3CPO and BB-8.
He's a great astromech droid. Chopper is my second favorite now after R2-D2.
Yeah, it was great to see
R2's goat.
Chopper in live action here, and trying to find the tracking gadget. To put because they're after the hyperdrive and trying to put a tracker beacon on it before it goes into hyperspace.
Which is perfect Star Wars. This is like the best Star Wars scene we got in the entire show. It's perfectly Star Wars. It's perfectly executed. And I'm like, damn, man, if the whole show was like this, I would have no negative stuff to say. But unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah. Going back
we didn't
to
write it. Somebody else wrote it. We did.
But yeah, I absolutely love that scene. I'm glad you guys love it too, like it too. So that's cool.
Well, I like I can see it's like a parent dance move with the fight scene here, but I guess you could say it's like subpar at best. I still enjoy.
You gotta try and get this still when he fucking poses like a Power Ranger.
I'll try to.
It's so cringe.
Yeah.
It's like so
I'll
cringe.
Try to.
I know. It's. You might need to dance around with like the 10 seconds to do it because he definitely poses. He definitely poses, and it's so fucking cringe. It's just like, no, the duel was fine, and then you pose.
No,
like
that's the assassin droid. Nah, I don't think
he poses right before he like throws his pulls his lightsaber, and then she moves to the side.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I can find it.
Right.
But there's the tracking beacon Chopper has, and he's
best scene in the whole show, easily.
There he is. Yeah. He has the tracker beacon, and he's ready to check it at the hyperdrive right there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I have it. Like, I have the thread with my tiny little arm here.
Yeah. Because they've just cleared the planet's atmosphere. The space tug is about to go into hyperspace with the hyperdrive engine. So they have to get to it real quick and get that tracking beacon on there so they can track it, know where it's going to.
Like, where is this contraption going to? The hyperdrive.
That's why I love this scene. Is it reminds me of when Obi-Wan put the tracker on the Slave One when Jango was trying to escape him in episode 2.
Yes.
And he puts the tracker on him, and they have a little skirmish in space, and then he's like, "All right, I'll give up, but I still know where you're going." So it's like perfect.
And he successfully put the tracker beacon on before it went to the hyperspace and disappeared.
Best scene in the whole show so far, easily. Like
Yeah.
I was super entertained when
Well,
that was happening.
Best
Like,
scene that doesn't have Balin and Shin.
True.
Because
Okay. Fair enough.
True.
Fair enough.
True.
Yeah.
So
best overall Star Warsy scene, I will say.
Yep.
Because they stand around a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like
And
Balin doesn't get to do much.
If they stand a lock and looking at each other, walking, having their arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that first
folded,
scene was amazing, and then every other scene is just him standing menacingly.
Stoic too.
Yeah, there's lots of walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
I know, it's like, come on, man.
So Sabine is finally out of the hospital, and at the old signal tower, getting her old Mandalorian armor out.
Cuts her hair off.
And she gets her Mandalorian helmet out, saying that she's getting ready to fight the good fight, I guess, and find Ezra Bridger and bring him back home and stopping Admiral Thrawn being brought back as well.
So here's what bothers me about this, real quick.
Okay.
She needed to be almost killed, stabbed through the chest, and then she also needed someone to blatantly tell her that Ezra Bridger is still alive for her to go, okay, I'll commit now. It's like, really? You needed all this fucking stuff to fall into place before you were willing to go where you should have been? Like, this makes her such a shitty character, man. I don't know. It just bugs the shit out of me. And like, you shouldn't need that much fucking motivation to do what you're supposed to do in the first place.
Right. And
she bugs me.
In the hologram message earlier of Ezra Bridger, he said he thinks of and feels of Sabine as a sister, and I don't really buy that. It's more like, I don't know, like family, maybe like a love couple almost.
Oh no, she got friend zoned hard.
Jesus.
To the friend zone you go.
That's just horrible.
Jedis aren't allowed to have attachments.
Well, apparently,
and romances.
Anakin didn't care about that for one bit.
No.
Wasn't Ezra trying to be a Jedi though? So he would have to leave all attachment behind.
He was, but I think Ezra would have probably grown up and become a gray Jedi, so he wouldn't follow their rigid rules.
Dude, that's why Jedi Survivor is such a good series. Like, Cal Kestis is a fucking G, dude. Like, he like basically is like, I'm gonna be with Marin, the girl, the Night Sister girl. He's like, I'm gonna be with her because I want to be with her, and then I'll also still do the Force and stuff. Like, fuck them telling me, like, he's basically like, at the end, he's like, fuck them telling me like how I should feel or what I should want to do. Like, I'm gonna be my own person and then deal with it.
Yeah, Luke married
such a
Mara
great character
Jade.
Arc. Yeah, it's kind of like that in Jedi Survivor, where Kyle's just like, I don't care about like the Jedi's moral code anymore. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do and what makes me happy. Fuck them, like, which is it's so good. If Cal Kestis comes into a live action TV show or something, I'll be so happy because that dude is fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, the Jedi code is to release our attachment, but Anakin didn't care about this.
He broke it.
Yeah, he broke it. Obi-Wan was struggling with it with his love interest, Satine, who sadly was killed by, I think, Darth Maul.
The Duchess of Mandalore. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I love. That's one of my favorite things about Star Wars is like it's able to question itself, where it's like, yeah, we put these rules in place, but like maybe we were wrong, like to be this rigid and like unloving and uncaring. Like maybe that was a mistake. And this is a good thing to think about. Like, I love that.
Yeah, like I definitely feel like, having a lot of interest, being a couple should, having children should not be axed out in the Jedi Code, in my opinion.
God, and that's why I love Jedi Survivor so much, is it deals with all those things so beautifully. Where it's just like, the chick even tells like Kyle, like, why are you, like, I don't want to spoil the game too much, but she's just like, the Jedi are gone. Like, you can literally be whatever you want now, and still you can still do the teachings of, the principles of Jedi, but you don't need to like stick to all their fucking rigid rules. That shit's over now. And it's so good. It's so good. Like, I want that. Like, I just want that. Like, where it's the Jedi do need to be around, but done differently.
Yep. And here's Beam. It cuts off her hair and gives her she gives herself like a pixie haircut.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I love how people in movies and TV shows are so good at giving themselves self haircuts. Like, you know how uneven and shit that would be if you gave yourself like a random haircut?
Yeah.
That shit would be so fucked up if you're not a barber. But
could have been worse. She could have used she could have been using a Mandalorian vibra blade.
Right?
It's like, really
this
butchered
thing's
his
shaking.
Hair.
Yep. Ahsoka gets a message from Sabine, and she shows up in a hologram, and all decked out in her Mandalorian outfit, ready to go, and wondering if Ahsoka will take her back as a Padawan. Which clearly,
why does she do it? I have no idea.
She does.
Oh,
she literally lost the duel, disobeyed her orders twice, and almost fucked the entire galaxy over by doing so. So, no.
No.
I mean, you haven't earned it. Like, you fucked up big time.
I don't even understand the motivation here. Why does Sabine want to be a Jedi? Her strength is her Mandalorian heritage, her Mandalorian training.
Mm-hmm.
The Mandalorians were trained to counter the Jedi.
Pretty much. Because they were that middle ground when the Sith and the Jedi were at each other's throats, and the Mandalorians like, we're out here too.
Yeah.
Like, this galaxy is just as much ours as you two fucking people, basically what they said. Yeah.
They could fight and hold their own against Force users. That's how formidable they were.
Yeah, and also the things they rode were immune to Force powers, correct? Like those giant dinosaurs, they couldn't be hit by Force powers.
Yeah,
the mythosaurs were immune to Force abilities, so you couldn't do any Force shit to them. Like, they could just wreak havoc. So the Mandalorians were easily one of the most formidable forces that ever exist in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, they were essentially the Klingons of the Star Wars galaxy, to put it in perspective.
That's a good one, yeah.
But here, Sabine has gone soft. She hasn't been doing her Mandalorian training. She hasn't been keeping up with her discipline. She's gone soft. If she had stuck with being a Mandalorian, she would have been wearing her armor more. She wouldn't have had the assassin droids get the drop on her. She
wouldn't just go back to a house where she knows everyone's going to be looking for her. Like, there's so many stupid things that she does.
This is not the same Sabine from Rebels.
No,
God, I hope
not. This is a different Sabine.
And like, look, I understand character arcs and like, oh, she's going to the mural now and she respects it now. But it's like, there was no reason for her to disrespect it to begin with. So that character arc is stupid.
She regressed.
Regressed. It's not an arc. Yeah, it's not an arc. It's a fucking regression of her character. She didn't arc.
Yeah.
She fucking went backwards. Like,
well,
if you want to respect Rebels fans,
she
should go forward.
Maybe she wanted to go there when there's not a lot of people, I guess.
She never said that or made that.
I'm not saying she said that, but maybe that was her feeling. She wanted to go.
This particular scene right here, you mean?
That she wanted to.
Said that to Clancy Brown. Like, I don't want to go there.
I don't know.
I want a private moment, and he'd be like, okay.
I agree
he would be like, okay, right?
I guess in her mind, she wanted to have a private moment to herself to,
Fair enough.
expect,
Yeah.
her fellow
Yeah.
comrades.
Basically, if the three of us were writing the scripts, we would have done a much better job.
I don't understand
Yeah.
like
Hey,
her
Dead Man.
hatred for the ceremony and the mural, and then now she loves the mural because she has short hair and her Mandalorian armor. Like that's not good enough.
Well, I love the mural again. Like,
I do too. I think it's a great mural. But her disrespect for it bugs me.
Yeah,
at the
it's
start
exactly the exact mural from the Star Wars Rebels cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool looking. Got the wolves on each side, dark and light.
Yeah,
probably something with the moon involved with that.
And there's her little pixie haircut, or you can call it SJW's haircut if you want. Doesn't matter to me. It's like a pixie haircut to me.
Pixie haircut, yeah.
And she's like, she's all set to go. She's ready to go with Ahsoka to get back the map and find out where Ezra is and stop from Admiral Thrawn's return.
It's like she never got stabbed in the chest by a lightsaber.
Yeah. She never got stabbed. She asked Huyang to get more of those nice painkillers from the hospital for her.
Nah, she's good. She doesn't.
Yeah, she's good.
She doesn't need none of that jazz.
Yeah, she doesn't need any of that.
She's like a Sith. The anger and the frustration of the wound will make her stronger.
Fueled by anger.
It's fuel, yeah.
Grr.
Yeah, and they're in Ahsoka's ship and having some kind of moment with as master and an apprentice, and they take off into hyperspace to get back to the map.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can get the scene here, if I can get it, I'll try to.
As long as you don't play any seconds, you can put any freeze frame on that you need. You just can't play it for six or more seconds. And you should be okay. So a couple seconds. Yep, pause it. Don't play more than 6 seconds.
Now hit the 10-second forward.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Stargate.
There you go. Well, it's not the scene I wanted, but whatever. So we showed this mechanical sphere here that could that most likely alluded that is a way to travel between galaxies. And I do agree with Pop here that it does seem like Stargate, and it's like
Pop.
It's like closest Stargate Star Wars can get here at this point.
Well, in their defense, Rogue One did this first. Like they had a gate and then a shield around that planet on Rogue One. And you had to
I haven't
go
seen
through that gate. Yeah, so in Rogue One, the whole planet of Scarif is protected by a shield, and then they have something like this protecting it, and then inside is the only way in or out for their troops to go.
Yeah, that was like a gate, though.
I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, it was more like a real gate, exactly.
Yeah,
this is like an actual jump from hyper. Yeah,
I was wondering. I couldn't envision this being an actual ship to travel in hyperspace the great distance between galaxies. This made me think they were opening up a hyperspace conduit from point A to point B that would allow
like a space bridge.
Like a space bridge in hyperspace. That would allow Thrawn and possibly Ezra to travel through hyperspace and exit out this ring.
Or enter in.
But what it is it's a more enlarged version of the hyperspace attachment that like Jedi starfighters and smaller ships would put on.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like how Obi-Wan had that ring that would accompany him when he'd hyperspace and he'd break off of it. You know what I'm talking about?
The detachable hyperspace engines.
Yeah, because the Jedi starfighter wasn't capable of that on its own.
Yep.
So he used that
to jump
spaces.
with it.
So that's what it seems like. It's like an enlarged version of that.
I can see that if they needed to take a larger ship, like a I don't know,
yeah, like a actual cruiser or some sort.
Yeah, not quite a Star Destroyer, but a smaller ship. It's still a ship that would be bigger than a gunship, but smaller than a Star Destroyer.
Exactly.
I could see that now.
Well, this scene excites me because
it's cool.
There, you know, the within the galaxy, they use their ships to hyperspace in the galaxy. But here, for the first time ever, I think, in Star Wars, and to my knowledge, they're using a gateway to build a space bridge between the galaxies.
Old Republic has done it a little bit, but this is the first time we've ever seen it in live action.
Yeah,
because Old Republic has danced around, intergalactic travel, and they've done all kinds of crazy shit in the Old Republic.
So it definitely excites me, like
me too.
The possibilities that
Same.
this could open to other galaxies. How the Force and the Jedi and the Sith are, gonna come into all that. Definitely many possibilities here.
I just had a crazy thought. What if like this opens a gateway to the past? Dude, Pop, I know you're with me on this one.
Oh wow.
What if they open a gateway to the past and we get into the Sith War?
But didn't we see that in the
Oh my god.
Wow. I don't think they'll go there, but yeah, I could see that.
Could you imagine? So like they're flying through while like thousands of Sith are fighting thousands of Jedi. Go ahead, Raquel.
It's a possibility, but didn't we see that in one episode when they were in that very old Jedi temple where the father, the daughter, and the son were, where Ahsoka and Ezra and Star Wars Rebels, Ezra was trying to save Kanan in this gateway portal, but Ahsoka told him to, like, you can't save him, and then Emperor Palpatine appears trying to take him out, and Ezra and Ahsoka split to go two different portals. So we have seen within the old Jedi temple there were portals to the past.
Yeah, they were in that realm beyond. I forget the specific name for that realm, but they went through one portal and wound up in that space or that realm that looked like they were in space, but they were walking along bridges to different portals.
Right.
Yeah,
like BioShock with the lighthouses. Like when you get to this point of BioShock, there's a certain part of BioShock where you're in like this realm between realms, and you can go to different lighthouses, and they all lead to different galaxies or universes, basically.
Yeah, that's
different timelines.
Pretty much. That's pretty similar to Rebels. What they did there.
I believe they called it the world between worlds. But
yes,
dude. If they go to the Old Republic and like see the Sith War playing out, dude, I will lose my shit again. Like, there's so many ways they could make Star Wars so exciting again and like super fun.
They could, but do we really think they will go there? Because I have zero confidence that they will do this.
Just recently,
I guess we'll see.
They announced that the Old Republic MMO from BioWare is actual canon now. So all the stuff that happened in the Old Republic, that game, is legit Star Wars canon. So maybe they did that in preparation to have Ahsoka visit a timeline from those games. You know what I mean? When the Old Republic and everything was going.
Yeah.
Dude,
but I don't like
incredible. That would be insane.
I don't like how they're like handling this TV series. I don't really think they're really concerned Disney itself concerned that it's whether it's canon or not, in my opinion.
Now Filoni's already said he's not concerned with canon.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do that.
Yes, but I like in this scene I'm pretty excited about the possibilities, many possibilities this would take into the Star Wars lore with this hyperspace bridge into other galaxies. Pretty excited about that.
I want it to be a galaxy in the past, please. Let it be in like we get like Revan and Malik from like Knights of the Old Republic. Like during their conflict in the Star Forge.
It's
all
cool
that
and
stuff.
all,
Like,
but
oh
I
my
just
God.
don't think we'll get that.
Like,
So,
I want it so bad because I just want them to get away from the Skywalker saga. Like, I'm so over it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Star Wars isn't just Skywalkers. There's so many other things they could do. Like,
here we go.
I love
The two
Skywalker. Don't get
coolest
me wrong.
characters. The two coolest characters in the show so far, Baylan and Shin.
Baylan and Shin,
hands
and
down.
somewhat America as well, a little bit.
Yeah, America's all right with his
and
little Power
Morgan
Ranger
as
pose.
well, of course.
Morgan's cool. Morgan's all right.
We'll get that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But here in this scene of Merrick, Baylan and Shin and Morgan are, accelerating their plans to open a hyperspace bridge between galaxies to bring Admiral Thrawn back. And she wants Ahsoka and also, I guess, Sabine to be killed. And Baylan here, and it seems rather reluctant, seems sad that, if he killed the Jedi, there'll be one more or less Jedi in
A
the
Sith
galaxy.
would never say that.
Nope.
A Sith would never say something like that.
Nope.
That's what I love about his character. It's so
he's not
it's
Jedi
so
and
different.
he's not Sith.
It's so different.
And he's
I love
not
that.
And
great
Morgan
Jedi.
Here said
that line.
Morgan says to Baylan, getting sentimental in a very rude kind of way, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I agree with you, Bjorn. Sith would never say that.
Never. They would never say something like that. They
So
would be
it
stabbed by
definitely-
their master immediately if they say some shit like that.
So it definitely proves that they're mercenary Jedi, not Jedi, but somewhere in between, really. Just like Ahsoka.
Force
And
using
even
mercenaries.
Even though they're mercenary Jedi, there are still they're still respecting some traditions of the Jedi. Like Shin, for example, she has the Padawan braid, for example. So there definitely are
good
traditions that these mercenary Jedi are still teaching and respecting with. Maybe also maybe a little bit of the Sith part as well, maybe as well.
Yeah, they're kind of combining or merging some aspects from Jedi and Sith, picking and choosing what they like from both. And it's like a natural evolution of Force users. They're not great Jedi.
A generation of Force users, not Jedi, not Sith, but somewhere in between that has no restrictions, especially in terms of love. And I like, I love that. To be example, I do love the Jedi and the Sith, but I'm loving this great area of Jedi / Sith a little bit more than the others, in my honest opinion. And I agree with you guys with Baylan, Shin, and Merrick, and also Morgan. They're definitely the underdogs in these two episodes, and I'm definitely rooting for the underdogs here, and I would like to see more screen time with them in these two episodes. Maybe you'll see more of them in the next 5 episodes. Who knows? But it is quite a shame to see that the hero characters in this 2 episodes are not quite up to par.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just listen to how we're talking about this. We care more about Baylan and Shin than we do about Ahsoka and Sabine.
And Hera, for that
Don't
matter.
get me wrong. We
No,
still love the Ahsoka and the Rebel characters.
The Triforce
but we're rooting for the underdogs as well, because these 2 characters have such a presence to them, to the point I think everyone at this point wants like to see more of these 2 characters.
I mean, we like. I'm sorry, we like the Rebels characters and all, but we're not discounting them. But the first 2 episodes in this show, it's hard getting attached to them as characters at this point in this live action show. We listen to how we're gushing about Balin and Shin. We find more things to find interesting about those two characters than we do about Hera, Sabine, or Ahsoka. It's like we talk about them, like they're cool characters, but they don't engage us.
And it really goes to like the backlog of all the other shit the other characters have. Ahsoka and Sabine and everybody have other shows where they've been in all the way through.
Like, I agree with you. There's definitely, with this series and Star Wars Rebels, with the Rebel characters and Ahsoka, there definitely are inconsistencies with those characters.
Yeah, and I totally agree with Pop. Like, this is why we're attached to these characters. There's no homework required to like these characters.
Yeah.
They're in this show. This is where they are. Get to know them here or not at all. And it's like, all right, that seems unfair to these characters when every other character in this show has had multiple series to, express themselves to the audience. Like, they better get a fucking episode, like, mostly dedicated to them, or I'm going to be really pissed.
Yeah.
Because everybody else has multiple shows where they've all got to grow and, shine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we will get what we get with the future remaining episodes.
Yeah.
I swear, if they do a flashback episode about them too, I'm giving it like a 9 or 10 out of 10. Like, I don't even care what happens in it. If it's just all about them, I will be happy.
Balin is rather seems reluctant to kill Ahsoka, and Morgan says getting sentimental in a very rude way, and puts her foot down, so to speak, it gives him an order to eliminate Ahsoka. And he just in there, and he, Balin and Shin and Merrick walk away. With Balin in particular, he walks away kind of begrudgingly because he seemingly doesn't want to do it.
Oh yeah, he doesn't refuse the order, but he says his piece.
Yeah, there's so few Jedi.
Yeah, like I don't want to do this, but I'll do it because you told me to. But like, I'm just telling you, I don't want to do this.
And
it's so interesting of a character, man. He's so good.
And that's where the episode ends, right there. So that is episode 2, Toil and Trouble. And just like I like to say this little part here. Double joy and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. By picking by the pricking of the thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
There you go.
Yeah,
especially
this episode
it's
is
perfect.
A Macbeth reference, right? The name is a Macbeth reference.
The episode title for this episode is perfect, especially we're getting to the fall season here pretty soon.
Yep.
But yeah, those are the 2 episodes right there. My closing thoughts with these 2 episodes here. Let's see. Episode 1, I liked, seeing all of the some of the Rebels characters here. It was good to see a live action Chopper. It was like the mural that they had in the Star Wars Rebels was a perfect replica, in my opinion. Seeing Clancy Brown replacing his role as Governor Ryder was great. Despite my mixed feelings about it, the homage to Top Gun with Sabine riding her hover bike was good somewhat. The choreography was good to my liking. The costumes are great. The cosmetics are great, except for Hera, who's a bit uncanny with her cosmetics. Especially with her tendrils, some of the circle patterns on them weren't bright enough to see. It was really faded. Let's see. Like again, like like we were just talking about, Um, the late Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull just stole the show in these 2 episodes. As long as the Shin character, I'm definitely rooting for the underdogs here. I would definitely like to see more screen time with these 2 characters. I don't know we'll get that, but we'll see. Let's see. It was good to see a live action Ezra Bridger, and I'd like to see a little bit more of him if possible. Let's see. The fight scenes, like the choreography was good in the 2nd episode. A little bit subpar. I also agree with Apion. That scene in episode 2, where Chopper and Hera are trying to put a tracking beacon, was great. Definitely something thriller wise. And let's see. The robot, Hu Wang. Definitely to see. Good to see another beloved robot character who is who's been around a long time. Is also a teacher for the young Jedi younglings, and knows how to conduct a lightsaber, and has a very extensive catalog of ever lightsaber has been made. Let's see. The bad points of it. There are definitely inconsistencies here. So with Sabine, I don't really agree that she should be a Padawan for the Jedi. She's more Mandalorian. I guess we'll have to see if she, gets somewhere closely to be a Jedi Padawan. I guess we'll just have to see that. Shin and her and the fight with Sabine, it was clearly that she was outclassed, and she gets stabbed but somehow survives. That's definitely a plot hole there. And I agree that the Sabine in Star Wars Rebels and this Sabine and Star Wars Ahsoka are to me completely different characters, in my opinion.
Yep, I've heard as well from other people.
Yeah. I don't some. I would say, and within these 2 episodes, there were some talking and walking and being stoic here, which kind of is like a waste of time, in my opinion. Don't know why that has to be there. Morgan, she's a Night Sister. I don't know why she doesn't look like a Night Sister, but maybe she is she was adopted and raised by the Night Sisters. I don't know. I'd like to see more of a backstory on that, if that's true. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, I forgot the Lothal kitty. That was my favorite. A plushie. I want to get a plushie. Ahsoka, to me, Ahsoka in this TV series is somewhat not the same Ahsoka in Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. She's more. Well, I agree. What if she, from what she's been through, of course, it's gonna affect her character, especially what she's been through. So yeah, there's going to be a character change in there. But I am more familiar with Ahsoka that that she's more hopeful and stuff like that, more calm, not really stoic and disgruntled and angry, in my opinion. I I do love the Star Wars Rebels characters, including Ahsoka, but it's just clear to me that the underdogs have the not just the attention, but the rooting from the fans in this aspect. There are definitely a lot of plot holes and inconsistencies here that don't make sense here. And I do hope, with the rest of the episodes, hopefully it will be like a perfect balance. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see here. But those are my thoughts of the 2 episodes so far. Apion, what are your thoughts with these 2 episodes?
So just the 2 episodes. I didn't see episode 3. Okay, I'll pretend like
Yeah, we're not talking episode 3.
I'll pretend like episode 3 didn't happen. I like them. I gave them pretty decent scores, but the more I think about them, I should have gave them a lower score. Not like ridiculously lower, but like at least like a 6 instead of a 7. They're decent Star Wars. There's some good shots. There's a couple good moments I liked, but there's just so much ridiculousness. It's hard to especially like reanalyzing it and looking it over more and more and re-seeing the scenes. It's tough, but I still like it more than Kenobi and other Star Wars shows. Like it's messed up, but it hasn't derailed it too far yet. The Sabine thing is definitely a big derailing moment, but they've already fucked up lightsabers previously, so it's nothing new. But I liked some things. I didn't watch Rebels, so I can't really relate on the Rebels stuff. But there's some nice visuals and some cool Star Wars moments. I didn't hate it. Those 2 episodes. And that's it. Thank you.
All right. Pop?
Okay. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I won't repeat everything I said the other night. There's aspects I hate, and I'm not going to touch on them because I don't even hate discussing those aspects. Good and bad. I mean, there's lots of things I found myself enjoying: the set design, the cinematography, the use of other worlds. We're getting other worlds that aren't desert, sandy worlds and aren't jungle, swampy worlds or ice plant worlds. We're getting
right. Corellia.
We're getting Lothal. This is a nice change of pace to see more of the Star Wars universe. I know all the scenes are CGI backgrounds, but still, the way they did it, it looked realistic. Great cinematography, great still shots. Let's see, some other things I liked. Let's face it, Balin and Shin stole the show. Every scene he was in, Ray Stevenson owned it. Balin is like tall, menacing, intimidating, in a nice, cool, collected way.
And humble.
Yeah, and humble. He's a polite villain, if you will. It's like when he showed up, he was like, "I would like to see your prisoner." He didn't demand to see your prisoner. It's like, I'm here politely asking to see your prisoner. And if the captain wasn't being a jerk about it, he might have lived. I mean, we don't know. It's like they probably would have still all killed them all, but they were at least being polite and saying, we'd like to see your prisoner here, please. When they weren't there, that's when this episode's kind of dragged. Things dragged when Balin and Shen weren't there. Let's see what else kind of bugged me. The assassin droids with a sense of fair play instead of like shooting Ahsoka in the back and stealing the puzzle ball, the map ball. It's like, oh yeah, we're here to confront you now and give up the element of prize that we have on you. It's like we're here to fight fair instead of dirty, being assassin droids. My biggest gripe is probably the motivation around Sabine. Why does she want to be a Jedi? There's no motivation there. There's no point to that. They never explain. They don't even mention Kanan training her some in Rebels. They never mention Kanan at all. It's like Sabine has always been a Padawan under Ahsoka. They don't go into that. They don't explain it. Instead, it's like, oh, you're not keeping up with your Jedi training. Well, she's not a Jedi. She's not Force sensitive. They are completely ignoring her as a Mandalorian, ignoring the strengths of her character, her Mandalorian heritage, her Mandalorian training. This is just going against her character previously. This is not the same Ahsoka or Sabine from Rebels. These are strange new characters
with similar faces.
Yeah, it's like they're the characters. They make reference to what they've done in the past, but their motivations are completely skewed. It's like, I don't understand it. The MacGuffin chase, like, here's a puzzle ball that we have to get, but then we have to solve it to get the next clue, to get to the next clue, to get to the objective. This makes me think of J.J. Abrams' Star Wars and his MacGuffin chase and his Star Wars movies. It's like, no, get away from the MacGuffins. You can dig into the lore, but Disney, being what Disney is, they're going to ignore canon. They're going to ignore the lore of Star Wars and make up their own stuff. Let's see. One thing I really enjoyed is going back to Baylan and Shin is this shows an evolution in Force users. They're not rigid. They don't stick to the rigid codes of either Jedi or Sith. They're doing their own thing. It's showing a natural progressive evolution away from the Jedi code, away from the Sith code.
Yeah.
They're picking.
Love is not forbidden.
Yeah, they're picking and choosing elements from the Jedi and elements from the Sith to work into their own system. Like Shen had the Padawan braids, but she's not a Jedi. Popular fan theory out there that Baylan and Shen are father and daughter. I can so see that. The more I watch the scenes they're in, I can so see that. She does call him master instead of dad, showing a sense of respect and reverence, perhaps. Master and Padawan, so there is a level of respect there that she shows him. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy the aspect of how the Force users are evolving past the rigid codes of the past. Even Ahsoka, she's not a Jedi Master. She's not a Jedi. She's a gray Jedi. She's not a Sith. You say she's a lawful neutral or lawful good character, where Baylan and Shin are like chaotic neutral, not completely evil, but not good either. They have their own code of conduct that is, for mercenaries, probably self-serving for sure. And if the money's there, they probably don't care to throw in a little rhyme. So yeah, it's nice. We have all been digging about these two characters both tonight and last night. We have been going on and on about our love for Baylan and Shin, and it shows
That we're rooting for the underdogs.
Yeah, we find these characters interesting.
Definitely.
I mean, it also shows a high point and a low point for these 2 episodes in Ahsoka so far. The high point is we find these 2 characters engaging. They're interesting. There's something about them we want to learn. We want to learn more about them. The low
more screen
point,
time.
Yeah, the more screen time. The low point is, sadly, Ahsoka and Sabine and Hera, we don't find as interesting. I mean, if you look back at what we've been discussing the past 2 hours or so, we're not finding the same level of interest in the 3 characters, the 3 key main characters. We're not digging them.
No, they're these 2 characters, they're similar, but also different. They're not like the same characters from Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, they're not acting as they have been. They're not the same characters in Rebels. Sabine, instead of being a late 20, early 30 something Mandalorian who's had some battle experience, who should have continued on with her Mandalorian creed and training, potentially found a collective of other Mandalorians to train with, or maybe even gone back to her own clan. Instead, she's been moping around Lothal, kind of getting soft and lazy and becoming regressing as a character and becoming an edgy teenager. I mean, she's not the same Sabine who would have matured since Rebels. She's not mature here.
Yeah, you don't have a fucking character arc and then they just go back to where they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then what was the whole point of the arc? What
Ahsoka,
did we just witness? Yeah, she just goes back to the way she was. It's like, okay, so that was all pointless then.
Yeah, that was a regression. And we've seen this before with Han Solo and the new Star Wars Disney trilogy.
Yeah, you're
Han
right.
Solo regressed. He had a character arc where his character matured in Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6, where he went from roguish pirate scoundrel who only cared about himself and his first mate Chewbacca, and he only cared about money and staying ahead of the Empire and staying ahead of his boss Jabba, who he owed money to, and he only cared about himself. And then he started developing friendships and relationships with Luke and then Leia and then others. People looked up to him. People relied on him. He gained a position of respect with the rebellion. But then along comes Han Solo 20, 30 years later, and he's lost his ship. He's lost his he's a deadbeat dad who's divorced from his wife, who's not a good father to his son, who's turned to the dark side. So yeah, he's a deadbeat dad. His character regressed. And to a smaller scale, we're seeing this regression in character with Sabine. And it is really, really sad.
Hey, Killer Rabbit.
Hello, Killer Rabbit.
Welcome.
And I mean, I'll leave it at that because it's good. It's I want to like this show. There's a kernel of a good show here. I love the casting. Great casting. Rosario Dawson killing it as Ahsoka. Great choice for Hera. Great choice for Sabine. I mean, the actress looks the part.
Right.
It's just what fails them is the writing and the direction, because their lines are bad, their direction is bad, because you have to rely on the director to pull acting out of the actor to get them to act. Basically, it's like get something out of somebody out of the scene, but we're not seeing that, which is sad. So it's not their fault. It's the writing and the direction, but everything else is good. I want to like the show. I hate, well, I don't want to keep using that word. I dislike that we are being failed by Disney. Disney, we keep wanting more from Disney, but they are giving us fans what they're giving us, which is really sad.
Agreed.
And I'll leave it at that, because I could easily carry on, and we don't want to be 4 hours here with me.
No, we don't. Positive Candor, or where are your closing thoughts?
Sorry.
No, go. You're good.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all you guys' good and bads and stuff like that. Yeah, I think the influence of Kathleen Kennedy is really what changed Sabine and Ahsoka a lot in this series. Not for the good. So yeah, that's. But then you got great people cast as the characters. You got the more interesting characters are the ones that we really have never seen. Because the other ones we've seen, well, or maybe not, in Clone Wars and Rebels. So yeah, I'm more interested in their story right now, because the acting for the other three is very, very wooden-ish, and stuff like that. And then the makeup for Hera is just wrong. I cannot get how Ahsoka's looks so good and hers looks so bad. It's like they only decided to mainly worry about the main character for the makeup part. But yeah, love Chopper, love Huang, love the interesting interaction that Chopper and Hera had in that one scene where they got to chase down and plant the tracking device and everything. That was like everybody's saying, the most Star Wars kind of scene and the whole thing, basically, so far. And then and then you got lightsaber wounds that move with Sabine, and I'm sure they'll mess up and probably show with not even a damn spot there eventually. But that's probably how bad it'll get eventually. They'll probably forget it by season 2 if they have a season 2. And then we'll just have to see. I'm tired of MacGuffins too, of going after this thing to get to the plot and stuff like that. Basically, the show, the whole, kind of like review or whatever of what happened to the first ship at the beginning when they attacked it, and the investigation into that was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo for the most part. The only good thing was the Huang said that he recognized Balin's lightsaber. That's the only good part we got out of that. And then don't talk to me about that goofy for the Empire guys. You got guys who are even worse than stormtroopers practically when you're doing that kind of crap and stuff. So yeah, they got definitely characters who have zero IQ and and stuff like that, and no point but to just get them out of the way as quickly as possible in a way. And then based on episode 3, I'm not really encouraged about episode 4.
3 was the fucking worst.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
So terrible.
Boy.
Oh
no.
Yes.
You thought if you thought 1 and 2 were bad, you wait till you see episode 3.
Tune in for next week. We'll be getting into episode 3 and 4. Just you wait.
Yeah. So, hope 4 is better than 3, but
you haven't seen Space
Battle. I don't know.
You see episode
I don't know
3.
how they can recover from 3 right now. So
I don't know, but I did see this on my Twitter. Still today. I thought it was really today. Let's see. I can share it real quick. Yes. I saw this on Twitter today. Star Wars Ahsoka rumor, Merrick's identity to be revealed at episode 4. Don't know if that's going to be true or not, but I guess we'll have to see next week.
Yeah. Like all things, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, the Ahsoka relationship reminds me of like two sisters who are
bickering.
And I have two sisters who are exact opposites. They will go after each other and stuff like that. So I know
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's to me. But now Sabine's finally fallen in line, and I think they say it's for Ezra. Basically, is what they give the explanation as. But still, and I hope they don't Ray. I hope that the hell they don't Ray her, where all of a sudden she's going to be the bestest ever in like 2 episodes or something.
Oh no, Ahsoka's already bested Ray. Ahsoka in episode 3.
Oh yes.
Ray who?
Yeah.
Ahsoka said, "Ray, you can hold my beer. Hold on."
Yeah,
that's right.
But anyway, I hope they don't all of a sudden kind of Ray Sabine, because you had Ray who had, well, as far as we knew at the beginning, no Force training, and became super special, and then we finally learned at the end that she's a Palpatine, but still it took 3 freaking movies to get there, so and I think they just pulled that out of their butts just to explain it something, so yeah, I don't know, but I guess
Ahsoka's the best Jedi ever, according to episode 3. She's the best Jedi that ever lived.
But that's my general thoughts mainly.
All right. So yeah, those are episode 1 and 2. There's definitely some problems, but there's also stuff I like in these 2 episodes as well. So I have to give these 2 episodes 50-50 at best. Let me get to the chat real quick. Let's see here. Hey, Digital, how are you having a good night?
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah, it goes from 50-50 to absolute 0.
In the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 3rd episode is ass.
Yeah.
There's literally no positives. I tried so hard to find something positive about him. Like, no, there's nothing good to praise. There's no good cinematography. There's no good act.
Hey, we'll get into that next week. Hold your hold your thoughts with that.
Yeah, I'll give it a 50-50 as well. I'm on the fence for these 2, but it falls off the cliff really fast.
Cordelia, Cordelia Kristoff from House. Don't know who that is. Look, it's the
shifty
Anakin
manager.
clone. Oh, okay.
I
Maybe?
think it's the actor. I haven't looked him up.
Yeah, me and Rocco believe it's an Anakin clone. The mayor.
Look, it's an
guy,
Anakin
like,
clone.
Who's
Maybe
Merrick?
we'll have to see it in episode 4. Apparently,
I don't know.
We'll see.
Episode 3 ruins that theory because he's such a shitty pilot. But we'll get into that.
Deadman,
Yeah.
hi y'all, working. Pops says yep.
Oh,
I did kill a rabbit from space. I didn't mind the first 2 episodes, but I found the third one taking a huge step back.
Yep.
Huge step backwards, in my opinion.
I'm 100% with you there, Killer Rabbit.
We'll get it to that next week. More kitty.
Moira. Meow.
Oh, we're gonna have fun with that next week. Can't wait.
Oh man!
I hope episode
3
4 is good, so we at least have one good episode to talk about out of the 2.
Well,
because-
apparently we'll find out who this Merrick is in episode 4, but we'll have to wait for that next week.
Yeah, because we have our choices are Ezra Bridger, Anakin
Kanan.
clone, or Skywalker clone, Kanan, possibly
Mhm.
if he's not dead. And then we have somebody else.
A lot of people think it's Star Killer from the Force Unleashed games. That's what because Sam Whitworth or whatever was making teases about it and shit.
I'm leaning it could be Star Killer, or it could be Ezra, who somehow fell to the dark side. Maybe.
Mhm.
Because
That's what I feel too.
We don't know where Ezra has been all this time. If he's been lost in space and the another galaxy far, far away from this galaxy that's far, far away, he could be, getting buddy with Thrawn and converted to the dark side. It's like, okay, I'll throw
the 2
in
of them are going to
lot.
try to rule the galaxy together.
Yeah,
I have to say, I don't know who the actor is who's portraying Urza in the first episode. You can't really get a good look at him, but I also, that was, from what I can see, that also was good casting as well.
Yes.
Yeah, the casting in the show is great.
Yes,
I really like the casting.
And I want to pay my respects to the late Ray Stevenson. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You will be missed. All right. I want to say hello to Tony Nasser. Thank you for being here. Rough Go, thank you so much for being here.
Yep.
Third, fourth, the second. Thanks for being here. Rocco the Brave, thank you for being here. And Mora Kitty, thank you for being here. Digital Pollution. Dead Man Walking. Killer Rabbits from Space. Thank you so much for guys being here. I'm sorry we have to redo this because of my mix-up last night. My bad. YouTube doesn't really doesn't know how to take a sense of humor lightly, apparently. But thanks for everyone, being on here tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my panel guests. Thanks for coming on once again. Thank you so much.
It's all good.
Next week, we'll be discussing episode 3 and 4, so please stay in tune for that. You can check out my gaming channel. I'll be most likely playing Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy this weekend. When we get the link, while I'm doing that, Apion, do you want to show your channel out?
If you insist. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, sure. I am Apion, however you want to say it. I don't care. I have my channel where I do streams and panels like this, like Raquel does, where we talk about things. Tomorrow, me and my buddy Rocco the Brave will be talking about Return of the Jedi. The actual first ending of Star Wars before they extended everything. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about that. And then I do my gaming. I'm playing Mass Effect 3, other games right now. And that's all I really want to show for now. Thank you, Raquel, for having me.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pop?
Okay. Pop Culture Republic. Dropped my link in the private chat. I don't know if I can do it in the public chat. Anyway, I talk about stuff, just about anything and everything that strikes my fancy. Comic books, movies, TV shows, novels, sci-fi, fantasy, a little bit of everything. If I've got enough fuel left in the tank tonight, I may hop back on my channel and talk about comic books. I don't know.
Ooh, what
I'll
kind of
take a
comic
break.
books?
I'll take a break and maybe 20, 30 minutes go live again. And I've got like a stack of old Image books from way back in the day in the early 90s. I might do like a show and tell stream and chat a little bit about, in case y'all want to join in and got any comic books you guys like or anybody out there. I don't know. I'll see. Or I could just like decide to call it an evening and get some sleep.
Well, that's good too.
I'll see how I feel in like 20 minutes.
Alrighty. What about you, Pastor Camder? Do you want to show anything out?
Yeah, I mean, I do streams on various things too. I mean, I did a Disney World live stream last Wednesday, where I went to Disney World with LDG and Elihu Who. So that was semi fun.
Semi.
Yeah, it was just hot, very hot that day.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Like I heard that is it true that some of you guys rode it out in go-karts while you were down there?
Yeah, LDG and who
awesome
rode the strollers, and I just walked the whole time.
Did you bump cars too, or no?
I don't know. They might have. I don't know. Yeah, if I was them, I would have bumped into somebody else. But yeah.
We'll do a review on golf carts.
They're like little, little motorized things you get, like at Walmart, but without the basket thing, kind of deal, little electric scooters, basically, that they rent out for $70 a day. So yeah, they're raking in some cash doing that kind of bull crap, but
thanks for being here, Kill Rabbit from Space. There's my gaming channel. You can check it out. I'll be gaming this weekend. Check out Apion's channel. Please check out Pulp Culture's Republic's channel, and also check out Positive Candor's channel as well.
Yeah.
Kill Rabbit. Okay, I'll see you then. PCR. Yep. Yes, we're gonna call you that. PCR.
I would watch a whole movie about a killer rabbit from space.
Well,
every time I see Killer Rabbit, I have Elmer Fudd in my mind. Like I want to say
Elmer
Killer
Fudd.
Rabbit.
I have Monty Python when that rabbit like flies through the air on Holy Grail.
That rabbit's dynamite.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I told them, but would they listen? No.
He's got these great big fangs.
Is it a lady?
And sharp, pointy teeth.
Yeah, he's got these big pointy teeth.
Is it a laden goose swallow?
Alrighty, like we're at the 3-hour mark, so yay, we beat the 4-hour mark.
Yes, and we had infinitely more fun doing it.
Well, we had fun last time too.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but this time around, we didn't get in
mishap.
trouble with YouTube. Strangely enough, Twitch and Twitter didn't have any problems with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's YouTube for you.
They're different.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Again, thanks for everyone being here. We'll discuss episode 3 and 4 next week. And until then,
Skip 4.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
three-
episode 3 is the most
Three is-
skippable of all episodes ever.
He was saying we could skip 3 and just do 4 if it's
It's the most
Oh, no.
filler
Oh, no.
nonsense.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
We're going to go. We're diving into episode 3 and 4. Oh no, we're not
Yeah.
skipping anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
No.
rage will be real then. That down that
Yeah.
line.
Have the Excedrin ready because it'll be headache inducing.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll catch you later. Night, everybody.
Night all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
If this is your first time being here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RaquelSSG2211. Catch you later.